I found the button. I'll also make an announcement. In the correct channel, possibly. Okay, I made an announcement. I'm here. Hi.
Hi.
So, everyone got their grog. What's grog to you? What does that mean? To, what do you mean? Thank you, Tim. I remember my mom used to refer to. Oh, okay, yield alcohol. Cool. Yeah, no. But my mom referred to, or does still refer to her, to this apple cider type mix drink, a hot drink. It's not an alcohol, mind you. It's just it's a, like a drink that we make at, like, for Christmas time, and it's like a mixture of cider and um, grape juice and cranberry juice and like you cook it in a slow cooker with like slices of oranges and apples and dried cranberries, and it's very good. But anyway, she calls it grog. So I was like, no, I don't have any of that.
It definitely sounds like a virgin malt.
Probably. It's also supposed to be based off of, like, wassail, which is also a thing. I don't know.
Fucking, I hate wassail.
I didn't know that
Oh
had
my
a
god.
definitive meaning. I thought it was just hot liquids you drink at Christmas. So maybe I'm wrong. What is
I went
wassail
on
to
a
you?
wassail tour with my family. I haven't had it in over a decade.
Uh huh.
But like we went down to Cape May and it was like they had like a whole Christmas village and at the end you get wassail and I remember hating it. And it was like cold and I was grumpy by the end, so like maybe I would like it now.
Mm.
But now it's just a running joke in our family that we all hate wassail.
Oh. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It's like this is like a real. It's like a spiced drink. Hot, like a hot. It's apple cider, but on steroids. That's what it is. And like I love apple cider, so it's grog is very good. And maybe I'll make it for our Christmas party and show you. I don't know if I'll refer to it as grog. I don't really. I think it's a funny word, and I think that's why my mom calls it that, is because she just finds it a funny word.
I mean that's fair. Go on rant, mac and cheese.
Say it again?
I said, do you want to go on your book rant while I eat my mac
I
and
could
cheese?
do that, yeah. So, oh, my week's been aight. Work stress, a lot of work stress. But what I have to talk about. So, as I said in the Discord, the reason it's just the two of us right now is because Shan is got caught up in a lab meeting and will be in here about half an hour, and Sienna is finishing up some prep for our session anyway, so she just decided to do that off camera. So, um, did my camera freeze already? We've been doing this
Yeah, you froze.
Ah, I hate this. I don't understand what the problem is. It's so stupid. Like, it's so easy to fix. I just have to unplug it and replug it in. But it doesn't do this when I'm, like, on Zoom. It's just. Is it the stream? Is it OBS? Is it Skype? What is doing it? I don't understand. Yes, thank you.
It's not Skype.
What?
You don't ever freeze in Skype that I've noticed.
Oh. Then how did you know I was frozen?
I was looking at Twitch.
Oh, okay. So it's only frozen on. So it's OBS that's doing. That's strange. I guess OBS is taking directly from my camera feed, not from Skype. So that would explain that, I guess. Huh. I have to look into that. Anyway, yeah, clearly camera just doesn't like OBS in New Jersey, or OBS doesn't like looking at New Jersey. That's the problem. Um, but anyway, so I read more of the book that I was complaining about last week, right? And so I'm like, I have like 50 pages left. I'm almost there, but I'm just every chapter makes me more annoyed. So, um, uh, so Zodiac. I will just briefly remind y'all, for anyone who didn't hear my rant last week about this book. Um, so basically, it's about these. Uh, so it's called Zodiac, and it takes place in space, where they're in this like planetary system where like each of the different like houses of the zodiac has like their own constellation. It's really confusing because they call it a constellation, but they all circle a single star, but they have stars within them, and so it's very confusing because it's like one planet, but they also have stars. And I'm like, are the stars like right up in the planet's face? Isn't it hot? I don't understand the logistics of the astronomy of this world. It was never explained, and every time it's like hinted at, I get more like annoyed because I'm just like, are you going to explain where the stars are? Is there one star in the center, or is there a bunch of stars that are somehow circling the big star, which is not how stars work? I don't know. Anyway, but that's a science problem. So, on top of that, each house of the zodiac has like their, traits and whatever, zodiac stuff, astrology, blah blah blah. So everybody who comes from that planet or planet system or constellation or whatever, is supposed to exhibit these particular traits, but they're supposed to be unique characters, so they basically don't always exhibit the traits, so it's just confusing also. But I just don't think it's that well thought out. But it's because the author is trying to do way too much with their story, because every time they go to a new planet in the zodiac, the planet is just wildly weirdly different, and it's just like it's like if I went to a different country, and it's not just that they have a few different traditions, it's like they developed an entirely different technological system, like, and they don't share any of it between them. It's very weird. And so but like they're all very advanced societies that all came from the same place. Theoretically they all came from Earth through the sun, which doesn't make any sense at all, but again, I'm not going to complain about the science. So, that's the main point of the story. We've got now this girl, this 16 going on 17, she just turned 17 in the book, but she was 16 for the majority of the book. Girl is named the leader, the guardian of her planet because she's because she can read the future better than anyone else on her planet. And I'm frozen again. Hold on. And
you did actually freeze and strike that.
Oh, interesting. Anyway, so she's the leader of this planet, right? Or not the leader of the planet. She is the guardian, which is to say she's supposed to be there to like she's more of like a guide. She's like supposed to be the guide to the planet, um, for their like astrological future or whatever, and so she's supposed to like see the future and get and advise uh, her advisors, which is weird. But anyway, so she's 16, right? And so no one trusts her, even though they picked her. They don't trust her. It's really annoying. Um, and so everyone looks down on her basically because she's so young, and which is stupid. And so she sees this omen in the stars that's like the 13th house of the zodiac is going to like is attacking other planets, and her planet was just like basically half destroyed because of a like a insane apocalyptic thing happened on it, and that's how she became the leader, is because the previous leader died in that thing. And so she's predicting this happening to two more planets, and like no one believes her because she says it's because of this like legendary mythical creature that is the 13th house, that everyone's like that doesn't exist. And it's like, okay, even if you don't believe it, like even if you think that's just a children's story, which is what everybody keeps saying. They keep telling her to grow up because she believes in fairy tales, and it's like, even if you don't believe it's this guy, Ophiuchus is the name of the 13th house of the zodiac. Anyway, even if you don't believe it's Ophiuchus, you believe that's a fairy tale or whatever. You picked her because she has the best future sight of your entire planet. So clearly she sees things in the stars, but no one will believe her, even though she foresaw the apocalyptic event happening on her planet too. So she's already been right once. Anyway, so for the part that I read most recently, she's got this love triangle going on between herself and this guy her age who is like another planetary leader, so that it's forbidden for her to be with him because he's a planetary leader, and there's like this whole law about that. Um, and this other guy who she's known since she was 12, except he's like 5.5 years older than her. So he is currently like 22 when she is only just turning 17. Like she was a few weeks shy of 17 at the beginning of the book. And she's like in love with him. And it's like at one point in the book, he even says that he is too old for her. And this is the thing that I snapped Kate and Shan about earlier this morning, is because I got to a part in the book where he literally says to her, "I shouldn't have said I was too old for you. I was just making excuses. I'm in love with you." And I'm like, my dude, you're 22 and she turned 17 yesterday. What? No, like 5 years is maybe not that long when you're older, but when you are 17, that's illegal. And it really just would. And she wasn't even 17 for most of the book, so she was 16 and he was 22, which is just upsetting. And then on top of that, she had just slept with the other guy because she's like, I haven't experienced that before, and we might die soon because of blah blah blah. No one believes me, blah blah blah. But you believe me, so she's like, I like you. And so she sleeps with him. And then, so he's like all for her, except that he calls her m'lady, literally my lady, or my queen. And it's like, she ain't a queen. I get calling her my lady because she is like a planetary leader, but no one else calls her that. And then he also refers to her as my queen in like the second person, which I find, wait, is that the second person? I don't know. Anyway, which I find really creepy. Like, have you not been on the internet? I don't understand. Anyway, so she slept with that guy, and he clearly like wants to be in a relationship with her, is super into her, and then she just tells the other guy, who is 22 once again, and she was like, I liked that guy, but this guy who's 22, who hasn't trusted me at all and didn't believe me the whole time and has basically belittled me for the entire thing. I don't know what it is. I just have feelings for him. So she kisses him, and that's basically the end of where I put down the book after that, and I was just like, So you're cheating on the other guy, basically. Like, they're not official, but she got jealous of him talking to another girl and made comment about, do you just have girlfriends on, like, every planet? It's like, are you his girlfriend now? Is that what you're saying? And also, he was literally just talking to someone and then he rejected her. Like, he literally told her, I have to go be with this other girl, with, the main girl. Thanks, Mado, thanks. And she got mad. Or not mad, but she got jealous over it. And then she goes and kisses the other guy. Like, the next chapter. I'm like, I don't like this girl. Like, I just. Like, fine, you can be into more than one person at once. But but they have to be okay with it if you're gonna be in. Like, I just. Ugh! It's annoying. It's very annoying. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with my book. I have 50 pages left. It's supposed to be it's 4 books. It's a quadrilogy, but there ain't no way I'm reading the other 3 at this point. Anyway, I didn't read any of the chat through that whole thing. Was there anything I should have read? I don't know. What?
Brax wants you to see it through to the end.
The 4 books? No, thank you. Don't make me do it. I can read bad manga for a long time. I've read some manga that I just was super angry at the whole time, like 100 chapters of it. I can't do that with books. No.
He said he'll give you $5 a book.
I mean, I am, I do like money. Money is a nice thing. But
like money.
$15 total for what would probably take me like 3 months because I'm a very slow reader. That's not gonna put food on the table, my dude.
$7.50 a book. How did you pick that number, Trax?
Well, I mean, that's like, that's like a decent diner meal in the morning. Maybe I could get some
$22.50 is what it is.
Yeah. I could get like one meal. I could get one meal for the next 3 months.
It would put one meal on the table.
Yeah.
I see. Ooh. What was that sound? Is that just in my headphones?
I don't know. It might be my.
It sounded like a zap.
I did not hear that. I don't.
Or like an aggressive vibrate.
I'm concerned. I mean, I'm using my cordless headphones, but they die quickly, and their sound quality isn't great. So I'm hoping that doesn't translate into the stream and that it's not making weird sounds for you. I'm gonna switch to my other headphones eventually, as soon as these tell me they're dying. But if anyone hears weird sounds, let me know and I'll just switch to the other headphones, because I don't know if they're gonna affect it somehow.
I'm gonna go get some more water because I chugged that really fast. And this is like 32 ounces in this cup. I feel like maybe the reason I'm so grumpy is because I haven't had any water today.
That'll do it, yeah.
I mean, actually, I had a lot during my workout. I had a full water bottles full, but I don't know. I drink a lot of water, and my body does not react well to no water.
That's fair, honestly.
So BRB.
And Bacon, right now, I think Kate probably answered this, but right now we Sienna is finishing up a little bit of preparation because Shannon is driving home from a lab meeting and so is going to be late. So we just said we just kind of get on and chat for a little bit. So the stream proper doesn't actually start until a few more minutes because Shannon's still on her way. But that's why I'm just here ranting about random things, like the book I just read, or am reading, unfortunately. I don't know what, it's true, as soon as I finish this dang book, I get to start a new manga, but I don't know what manga I'm gonna read. I haven't decided yet. Because that's my process, is to book manga, and I know what book I'm reading next, but I do not know what manga I'm reading next in the interim, so Yeah, that's a decision I have to make. Cracks, I'm concerned what you mean by an interesting description of a 14-year-old princess, but okay. I, and Tim, I mean, I do tend to read long manga, you're not wrong. Uh, I was thinking, I'm between something that's like 100 and change, or maybe one that's only like 50, 50-ish or something, so not too bad. Um, so, I don't know. We'll see. I think the shortest manga on my current to read list is like 35 chapters, which is honestly pretty short for what I usually read. So, depends on how masochistic I want to be. Um, hmm. Well, I was gonna watch Dead Man Wonderland. It's on my list. Is it better? Have you watched it? Which is better, watch or read? I mean, I know that, or like, can you watch it and then finish it by reading? Because that's an important distinction. Because I prefer watching anime and then just picking up the manga where it left off, if that's possible. Um, but I'm trying to think. I I started watching a couple more new shows this week, but wasn't super into them yet, so I don't really have any new recommendations or updates from last time. I think I pretty much talked about the ones that I am watching, but I mean, Bacon. If you haven't watched Tokyo Revengers, that one's wonderful. I highly recommend that. But yeah, I mean, I know anime is different to the manga version, but like that's why I'm talking about having one that I like. That's why I'm asking whether or not it's maybe one of those situations where you can pick up where you left off. Like for One Piece, you can just pick up where you left off. No, you do not need to read the previous, 900 chapters or whatever. And I've done that for several. Like I think it works better for shonen stuff usually, but like there are some that yeah, it does leave off details, and I do go back and read it. Um, hmm. Let's see, what else have I watched recently? I mean, I watched Steins Gate recently, and that's in my top 10 now. So that's very good, I think. Um, yes. I adore Steins Gate. I can't believe waited so long to watch it because it is absolutely like. It's probably top 5, actually. I really like it. Um, okay, so not Steins Gate. Okay, how about. Uh, Geez, for the hundreds of anime I've watched, I was not planning on watching Chaos Head. I wasn't planning on watching any of the. I'm debating on whether to watch Steins Gate Zero, but meh, we'll see. Hi, Andrew. Yeah, I've heard. I mean, it's Yeah, I like the ending to Steins Gate, so just changing it just to make it longer, I'm not super into, but like, I, uh, wait, is Shen here? I see the Skype screen, the Skype logo.
What happened? Andrew can't see me?
I,
Oh, because the chat is in
yeah,
front of my
because the chat
face?
is in front of your face. It's poorly positioned, I realize, for where you're at.
That's fine. You don't need to see my face.
Okay.
I'm an enigma.
Maybe I could put it in the center. I don't know. I've never known where to put the chat thing on when it's just our faces.
You mean Rebecca's room is different?
My room? Yes, my room is different as I am in a different apartment. No, I want the chat because I refer to the chat and then it's annoying if you're referring to the chat and someone's watching it back and has no idea what was in the chat. So, having the chat is good.
My room is not different.
Well,
I've been in this room for like...
Maybe I mean, Andrew hasn't watched in a while. Maybe it's different, like, because remember you painted it and turned everything around and everything.
That was a few months ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, I mean, maybe.
I cannot figure out how to. Oh, there's the chat. Wow, I'm losing my mind. Okay, what if I move the chat? Haha, I will put it directly centered. It's harder to read now, but it's in the center.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we just can't see you.
Okay. I'm having issues.
What else is new?
Hold on. I'm
I'll
gonna
have
try
a look.
restarting. Yeah. So I'll be back.
Okay, there we go. That is correct.
The Shrimp God. Dan would much prefer that title.
Yeah, that's very true.
I keep muting my microphone because I'm, one, chewing, and two, my allergies are so bad these past few days. I keep, like, clearing my throat and sniffling. I'm a mess. Shrimp deity? What's a non-binary?
I feel like God is non-binary.
Like
we made it's one of those words where we stuck a it's like waiter.
we gendered
Yeah,
it
it's like the word.
for no
It's like
reason.
the word waiter. Like that's not a gendered word.
I do like shrimp deity though.
Yeah.
Shrimp deity? Mm-hmm. Chan's a shrimp deity.
I
No.
don't know that it flows as well. It's too many syllables.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. You mean because of her lab shrimp, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all confused, Bacon.
But as soon as Sham's
I'm
back, we'll
exhausted.
finally be able to start. So we're gonna get to the point where we're all confused, except Sienna will maybe not be confused at the very least.
No, I'm actually good now.
Oh, good.
So I'm really trying now, guys. Not that I wasn't before, but I'm getting back into the like word pictures.
Word pictures.
You know?
You've been making word art?
Log it.
Wordles?
Wait, what?
A wordle.
A wordle?
You know, do you not know what a wordle is?
A word squirtle?
No, a wordle.
A word squirtle?
It was like those things where they take all the word, like, you take like a paragraph with, Kate knows what I'm talking about, where you've got like a whole bunch of words, and it
Oh,
creates like
yeah.
all of the word, like like makes certain words bigger and stuff, and makes it like a design, and then teachers would do that with like, these are your most used words. Look, isn't that fantastic? I don't really know why they do it. I didn't really understand the point, but it was like art or something. What?
I can't hear you, Kate.
Oh, it's not just me? Okay. Well, yes, it's a word cloud, but I think the original website that did it was called Wordle, and so that's the name that has stuck in my head ever since, because I find it a very fun word to say.
Yeah, I never made one of those.
I had an entire project last
Oh,
semester
now I'm hearing you.
for my education class where we had to make wordles. So annoying.
I assume you mean not like you had to make them by hand?
No.
Oh. You literally just had to. Oh, it was education. I was thinking you were talking about way back when you were taking art classes. You said education. Never mind.
Yeah.
I also was thinking that.
Yeah. Okay.
I also
don't know
made
why.
one by hand for my Spanish class way back when.
Of course you did. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Wow. Okay.
Look how many times you said in this speech.
Who, me?
No.
I don't know who Cracks was talking to. Could have been any of us.
I think it was just in general, or like himself.
Oh my god, I feel like garbage. The water has helped though. I didn't realize I always forget how just
Water can really do
unhinged
things
my body
for you.
becomes. It's also like I drink more water than the average person in general. Like I am very good about water intake because I like water.
I mean, same.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not good with it. And I hate that I'm not good with it.
I mean, I remember. You want to hear just the worst thing? So my ex, he hated water, right? Just hated drinking water, and so he went to the hospital once back in like this was years before I knew him, because he just hadn't been drinking water, and he did something to his kidney or something, and so the doctor couldn't tell him what was wrong, and so he decided that the problem was that he didn't drink enough water, and so because he hated
Sorry,
what?
I was just looking at chat and Shannon's here.
Uh-huh. Wait, what?
Shan is in the chat.
Oh.
And Cracks just got to her right away, just saying, "Quick, which would you rather be, shrimp god or shrimp deity?" And that's exactly where I came into the conversation.
Okay.
Was when that was a thing.
I see.
We come full circle.
Anyway, so what was this? Oh right, okay. So anyway, so he so since he hated water so much, he would just guzzle an entire bottle of water at once, a couple times a day, like because he was like, it tastes so gross, so I'm just gonna get it over with, and that would be his whole water intake of the day. Otherwise, he just drank Dr. Pepper, I think, or some sort of soda. I think it was Dr. Pepper. I don't really remember, but yeah, just that was it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was
That's so weird.
I was just like, what do you mean
there's
it
sometimes
like, I guess some water doesn't taste great, but that's just bad water.
See,
most water has no taste. What are you talking about? And I've frozen.
See, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum where I will also sometimes chug full bottles of things.
Yeah.
Because
Thirsty.
I have forgotten to drink in so long that I'm super thirsty and I just will gulp it all down. But that's a different end of the spectrum. That's a dehydrated end of the spectrum.
Okay, so not to interject, but how
Shan!
I'm here in spirit. You just can't see me.
Okay.
And my
Oh,
headphones are not working, and my video is not working.
Well,
Same cracks. I carried this everywhere
Can
I
you
go.
I think my laptop's just mad at me for having so many opened documents on my laptop that I'm simultaneously
see.
working on. Anyway, how important is having video?
I think we can deal without that as long as we have your audio.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So dang, it sucks because like I actually look really nice today.
Isn't
but
that always
whatever.
how it works?
Yeah,
But you're able
it'll
to get
take me a
on.
while to restart, and if I do that, I have to like save all my documents and like make sure I remember which ones are open. So I think this will just have to suffice.
Mm-hmm.
I might try one more thing. Just give me 1 second. Because I logged into I logged into roll 20 first. And I did turn the video off on there, but I don't know, maybe Skype is mad at me for like logging into that first. So I'm gonna try one more thing. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you go off of roll
No, Skype will sometimes do that.
Yeah, no, you have to exit Skype, like reopen Skype to reset it if you had your face on something else, because the camera won't glitch. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Yay.
It was angry at me.
All right.
Skype is like a moody teenager.
Yeah.
It like wants to work sometimes, but other times it doesn't.
And I literally turned off the video and stuff. But yeah, this is mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see if I can fix my headphones.
Skype is a moody teenager. Why use it? Well,
So that's
we
a longer.
don't really have that other option.
I mean, yeah. So we have to because we're in 4 separate places, and that's the only way I can get our video feeds in. Tried many other ways, many other things. We could have used Zoom, but we'd have to pay for a company account, and this is free, and so here we are.
What was the issue with Discord again?
I don't think you can do what is it, the way the separated feeds, the way that I have it to place them into
NDI.
NDI. Thank you. Yes, that's what it's called. Anyway, I don't know that you can do the NDI separation through, like, when I looked it up, Skype was the way to do that, which allows us to have these separate pictures of us. Whereas if I use Discord, it would have to look directly like, I would just have to take a screen grab of Discord, and that would just look not nearly as pretty. Also, I find Discord to be a lot lower quality of video and cuts out a lot more often than Skype. Like, do you know how much problem hearing people I have when I talk to people on Discord? It happens all the time, and I mean, sometimes I meet with Kate on Discord, and Kate's Discord just like randomly closes. So
my Discord
mine doesn't.
always randomly
mine does
closes.
that too.
I don't know why.
It'll randomly turn my video feed off for no reason. Like, I just find Discord's video thing to be glitchy. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah. That was what we had our session 0 on.
Yeah.
That is what we used. Back when I used PowerPoints. Remember that, folks?
He's on the verge of falling asleep, so.
Okay. Well, let's actually.
So we're gonna get started because I have something written. So I was waiting I wanted all 3 of you to be here so I can set the scene.
Headphones are not happening today. I think
That's fine, as long as you can hear it and I can hear you.
Yeah. You can see me.
This is also our viewers' intro to the city. All right, we all ready?
In here.
We all ready?
Uh-huh.
Y'all ready
Cool.
for this?
No, really.
I am.
So last time we were on our way from, we found our party on their way from Dorsima to Dormishire. You guys have just finished that last leg of the trip. So you're walking through Dormishire you're walking into Dormishire right now. And this is what you see. We enter the city of Dormishire. While not technically the capital of the continent of Ninda, it is most surely the center of it. and I mean the center. In the tower, governmental discussion for all of Ninda is conducted. The 5 leaders of the realm call this city home. As is part of the Dormire-Meyer agreement, Shire is also the center hub of the protectors of Ninda. I keep saying that, proprietors. And yet, with all this protection, the city seems to have an oddly high crime rate. Smuggling and thievery seem to find themselves a home here. Despite this, Shire has a thriving shopping industry. Merchants from all over Ninda come to sell their wares in the import market. Even those traveling by ship at the port of Shire. Shire even sells more complicated items from the Isles in the tech trade. While you're in it, why don't you swing by the herbery in the marketplace? Maybe get a cookie from Gail's homemade treats. And yet, in all this hustle and bustle, in this city, there sits a group that sits above the rest. The Sorcerer's Hall. Led by the prestigious Crimson Heel family, sit within the Crimson Letters. All this is waiting for you as you walk through the northern gates of the Dormishire Wall. What would you guys like to do?
All right. So what we let's review our plan before we walk straight into town. So we need what? Can you put us back on the map? I just want to remember exactly what we're doing.
Can we have a bit of character review? Because I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure out my life.
Fair. Okay. So.
Kate, you okay? You look dead.
I literally look like a corpse, and that's how I feel.
We can put you in the murder boat.
It's fine. We have a murder boat.
It doesn't help that I'm basically blind, so for me to see anything, my eyes are always squinted to slits. So I just look asleep.
Ah, good.
Can we come up with a name for the murder boat? Or can we write it on the side with paint?
What do you want to name it? Wait, whose boat is it? Is it your boat or was it?
It's my boat.
Kade's boat. Kade gets to decide on the murder boat's name, I guess then.
Property of Kade.
Yes, that's definitely not gonna come back and bite us.
No, not at all.
Okay, so our plan right now...
I mean, it's in the bag of holding, I will remind you guys.
Our plan right now is we've got a bunch of ideas of where to go, right? We want to get to Coven's Cove, and we talked about going to investigate a few other things, right? Charlie being in... I did not grab my notebook. Hold on.
We're on it today, folks.
Yeah. Well, at least it's in the same room.
Hey, I wrote something for
my
this.
My stuff is in the same room. I don't have to go far. But my dice are also over there, and I didn't grab them either, so you know. If I need to roll dice in this game of D&D, I'll have to get up again.
I forgot to grab my dice as well, but I have a single D20 in front of me.
Fine.
So don't get into any fights that I have to roll damage for.
Don't worry, I don't think we're gonna try to get into any fights today, but if we do...
I might just punch someone for funsies.
Don't you just want to go
just so subtle. So subtle.
Okay, so... I don't know why I thought my notes would tell me where we were going, but,
I don't know why you thought
Sleeper's
that either.
Bay. Yeah, so, no, it does say... So Charlie is the... Hold on, I'll say this in character. Alright, so... What we've gathered so far is we wanted to hit up Coven's Cove for obvious reasons, for, the possibility of some magical shenanigans relating to everything. But...
Shenanigans.
Zaharagans. Anyway.
Zaharagans?
I don't know. Well, because that's not your name in the game, so...
Zaharagans.
So, and then we discussed maybe trying to sneak our way into the Dark Isles, because they just seem like they're ripe for mystery, but also we've got the name Charlie was the first leader of Sleeper's Bay, and that was the name that was on the book we found, or the book you found and stole from the library. So we were thinking of going to Sleeper's Bay.
I wouldn't say stealing.
Well,
Well, like, bar.
Okay,
I'll
no,
really give it back.
Now. You have to own it. You stole it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just have to do these things. Gotta survive. Anyway, so, so that's Sleeper's Bay, and then, where is, okay, we're in Shire right now, yeah. So, yeah, and possibly...
Do you guys want the road map?
Sure, yeah. Okay. So, alright, this was our original plan. And then...
Oh, I had to delete some things, so you might need some more road closing signs.
Alright, so, like... Then we were going to go from... We needed to get to... Where did we need to go? Where's Sleeper's Bay? Why isn't it on the map?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Because it's a region, it's not...
Oh, so we don't actually... So I guess the mount would be probably the place to go. So, like, going here...
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's just this general area, like, down here, you know.
So, like,
where...
was there... Did we... Yeah, so, like, possibly...
Pretty much just on the border
like
of the Sunshine Sea.
Or... Yeah, so... I mean... I'm going to say something that is a little more honest than I usually am, but I have a personal reason to head to another town in this area. That's maybe a little bit off of the trail, but, just putting that out there, that maybe going for a little stop in Claremont wouldn't be, I wouldn't mind doing that, is all. So...
Well, I'd say it's mostly on the way.
Right, yes, so if we could, maybe we should just stop for supplies there, or something, like we just go like, woo, right here, and then, there we go, and we've done it, yay, and then we head to, so like, really, I think the moral of the plan right now is something along the lines of, like this, so we go like this, and then we go like, I guess like this, or maybe we cross directly across land, I don't know how this works, and then we go back to here, over to Fort Ninda, and then we travel to Coven's Cove, and then we travel to the Dark Islands, and then we probably die. But I got to stop off in Claremont, so I'm happy. Or
Great.
not, who knows?
So,
I might just want to die after going there. We'll see. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. So, our main...
So,
go ahead.
Going to Coven's Cove at the moment?
We're going... It's more like a question of what order are we doing things in, and how are we getting there, and I think our original plan was just to sort of walk across the woods and hope for the best. But if we went through the actual road route, it would take longer, but would be probably easier? I don't know.
What are we doing in
Zahara's
town
kind of
exactly?
silent.
What?
So what are we doing here?
Well, we needed to find, this is where there's shipping routes. We needed to find a ship, or someone...
So are we gonna sail to Claremont now?
Well, I assume, according to this map, those routes already exist, so in a way, yes. it shouldn't be so difficult to find someone who, like, is shipping something from Shire to Claremont, getting passage to there, and then from Claremont to the Mount, or to Formindo, or whatever. That, it's, like, if once we are on the water over here, we can find a way to any of the towns along the coast. So that's why, so that seemed like why we chose to do this instead of walking the long way around. Or we row our murder boat. That's hard to say in this accent. Murder.
Murder boat.
It sounds like a motor boat.
Moda.
That's what I thought you said for a second, and I was like, you don't have the murder boat isn't a motor. The murder boat isn't a motor boat.
Murder boat. Yeah, you know, this is, as I've said multiple times, this is not a real accent, so I don't know. It's not like I have anything to compare how to say murder.
Wow.
But, you know.
Mordor boat.
Yeah, it's Mordor boat. It's actually, it's going to take us to, you know, the Lord of the Rings world. Anyway, so,
we miss you too, Bacon.
Moving on. Yeah, so we need to find passage, and I mean,
what is happening tonight? I don't know, Tim.
We need to find passage. That's the main thing we need to do, and I suggest that we get to that very quickly. And well, so we have a number of options. Option number 1 is we do it all sneaky like. As in,
I'm gonna bring you guys back to the city, okay?
Yeah. So like, we row our own motorboat. That would be the sneakiest version of this. 2, we barter passage and pay for it above the boards and all that, and hope that there is, you know, something just going there, and, you know, we just do that, and that's probably, you know, that's nice. Wouldn't that be nice? But option 3 is we can find someone who maybe, I mean, maybe we should just go down to the dock area and to the port of Shire and see what's going on down there. Any thoughts?
I feel like we should go to the port.
Okay.
I feel like rowing the murder boat should be last resort.
Right. All right.
Shall we, wait, Sienna, is this town, it has walls around it?
Is this the only entry, or?
It's like a fortress-ish kind of wall is what I mean, but it's like a wall that is patrolled on top, and like there are not gates, but like the wall has like an entryway.
So
kind
do
of
we have to
just
like
stone tunnel.
Do we have to like do anything to get in, or can we just walk in as long as we don't look, you know, suspicious?
I was gonna recommend going.
They don't have a reason to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like,
look more suspicious.
I mean, they would probably tell you to. Basically, you're supposed to stay off from around the edges that don't have a road on them.
So is this the only road entrance? Are there nothing on the other side?
Yeah, there's an entrance over here. There's an entrance over here. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And then there's an entrance down here. But I mean, this would be going like along the right next to the wall would be like you walking to patrol.
At the bottom is the port. Is there water there? If there's it just doesn't look like it on the map. I have limited resources, and
I actually
so it's like there's an entrance there, but it's like that is also the port entrance. Okay, essentially.
Yeah, like there is like a little small walk down to a dock area, but there's nothing else.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, the wall reaches every other little cove of that. So kind of is just like a little jut.
Gotcha.
Oh, and on the left side. On the left side, well, actually there is. The left side goes to. You can actually see where all of these go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This, yeah, each little thing is one of the directions to the city.
Yeah.
So you guys are on the northern.
Yeah, so it might be a little suspicious for us to come in through the south, since that's where the water is, and we.
Yeah, which is why you guys are up north.
Which part of town is Gales in again?
She was in the. Well, it's kind of changed a little bit. Was the marketplace? Is that right? Because she was next to the Crimson Letters.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give you that. We've already been here.
Yeah.
You guys know where this. It hasn't been that long since. It's been a year. You guys know where this is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't have them revealed at this moment because they are. If we zoom in, like pick the area you want to go to.
Well,
and we'll zoom in. I'll believe.
I agree that it's. I mean, normally, I would love to just walk around the other side and just get to the port and get out of here as quickly as possible. But, they do patrol this area pretty, intensively, since it is kind of the capital and all that. So just walking around the outside might look very, highly suspect. So if we're going to get to the port, we might have to just go straight in. I would suggest if we can go through the marketplace, maybe towards the tech trade, the barracks area, and then south to the port. That way, that I think that's probably our best bet.
Kade starts walking inside and is confused as to why we're still talking about this.
Zahara turns to Estrella and says, "Well, it has been a while since I've seen Gale. I feel like I'm due for a visit,
I also, I agree. It's been a bit. You two go on ahead. If you're going to go to Gale's, I'll meet you there.
Right.
Since I'll know where you're going.
Okay.
I just love the fact that two people being so sketch and then one person just being like, okay.
I truly. Kade is just too tired to even care at this point what the fuck you two are doing.
That was Kate.
You're always just so weird. I'm just walking. I've given up.
Well, Estrella is going to hang back outside and is going to do a disguise self.
As I'm leaving, I want to yell, "Meet up with us when you're done being a fucking weirdo."
I guess I won't see you for a while. Or maybe never.
Gonna turn to Kate and say, "So, Kate, you up for going to a local bakery I know? They've got the best sticky buns. Was it sticky buns? I think it was sticky. They've got
sticky buns.
The best sticky buns that are to die for. And it's been a while since I've seen the owner."
Sure.
Right.
Sounds good.
Great. Well, it's right this way, and Zahara's gonna, I guess, lead the way to Gale's shop.
I wish I had sticky buns IRL.
Yeah, right?
Me too.
1 second. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get rid of the overlay for you guys.
You know that scene in Spy Kids 2 where they're in their sub and then they click a button and then a whole entire meal comes out with just the click of a button?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had that.
I mean, who doesn't? I find it fascinating that,
Again, his iconic quote. Do you think God stays up in heaven because he too fears what he's created?
Is that what you do with your shrimp? That's why you don't swim with them?
What?
I said, is that why you don't swim with your shrimp?
Well, I don't swim with my shrimp because I can't fit inside a 5-gallon tank.
Likely story.
Get them like a baby pool.
Yeah.
Just fill it with all my shrimp. Y'all, I have so many little baby shrimps that hatched, but they're still my preliminary study, so I have too many shrimps.
Too many shrimp. It's...
I need a lot of shrimp for when I'm actually starting my assays, but for my preliminary stuff, I have too many shrimp. I'm overloaded with shrimp. I have a surplus, a shrimp surplus, if you will.
All right then. Well,
shrimp
Shrimp plus.
if you guys want to zoom into that portion of the map, I have
the word
revealed.
The words are not over the
areas.
boxes, just so you know.
What?
The words are not over top of the boxes, so they're hard to read.
They're not.
No.
No.
They look like it to me.
It's weird. No. I mean, I can see what it says, but I have to
Oh,
script.
they're just too big.
Pro-
Like the words are too
Probably.
big. Hold on, I got
It's
it.
a
I
font.
know how to.
Oh,
fix
I truly didn't even understand what was happening.
I know
thought
how
you
to
meant the
fix
big boxes. I was like, what?
No, it's a roll 20 thing.
Yeah, no, I realize what it is now. But you can kind of get what I'm doing, and I can do this
Yes.
while you guys are.
Oh, I'm frozen again. Hold on. Like I said, at some point I'm going to unplug the wrong plug and just turn us all off. But for right now, this is totally working. All right. So I mean, if we want to do, no, this is Rebecca speaking. Estrella is gonna hang back. So if you guys want to go to, I mean, Estrella is going to eventually end up at Gale's. So do you want to deal with me or with them first? I guess I'll just ask you.
Oh,
I don't mind like stopping in the market on the way to Gale's either, just like look at stuff.
okay. Well, you guys tell me what you want to do. Do you want to go to the marketplace, or do you want to go to Gale's
Maybe.
right away?
Did we stock up on
I mean, unless
potions?
I was gonna wait a little bit and then go back to Estrella being a different person. What was that?
I don't think we ever stocked up on health potions.
Is correct. We did not.
That is correct.
Yeah, we should probably look for some at the marketplace.
All right. Hold on one second. Okay. Does that look better?
No. It's better, but it's still not in the blocks.
It's still not in the blocks.
No.
Oh, come on.
Cracks, Zahara needs healing. Zahara needs healing after getting knocked out by a pile of books.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
Just done get hurt. Yeah.
Healing spells.
After another few levels, I'll be okay, because I get the D10 dice, so then I'll be okay. I did improve my armor class too, which is good.
Me armor class.
My armor class.
Me armor class.
I almost said health potion before. Because I was saying heal, and then I meant health. But I caught myself, so I didn't actually say it, but it would have been really funny. My health potion.
Yeah, that's
How does
definitely
that
the
look?
Australian accent.
Does that finally
yeah,
work?
Gale's is in there
My
now.
Gales.
Okay.
Nope. That's not it.
Yeah, that's in there now. That works.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So.
So you guys walk into the marketplace. I
forgot. I am also currently injured because of falling off of that cliff.
You are actually. I forgot about that.
Oh
You
yeah.
are still injured.
Yeah.
This is the same day.
Yeah, I'm like 3/4 of my health. I'm okay.
After Kade healed you.
Yeah, true. Anyway, go on.
So, you guys walk into the marketplace, and really, I know that the map kind of shows more things going on. There's not a lot going on in here. There's very few stalls. The few ones that you do see, they're nothing too special. But then you see this one stand that seems to have an abundance of things. And you can tell by the flora that is spilling out of the tent that this is probably the herbery.
Ooh. Oh wait, that's what's your face. I mean, Zahara wouldn't remember because she doesn't like remember random shopkeepers. But Shan knows, I think.
Kate and Kade don't.
Wasn't there? Wasn't?
What are you talking
It's
about?
Irby, right? Or Herbie? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Herbie, the
Fully loaded?
Fearbog?
Yeah, the Fearbold.
No, he's the bugbear.
Oh, sorry. You said it, and then I thought.
Bugbear.
Yeah, bugbear.
My Huckbear.
Yeah, he's a bugbear.
There was a Fearbold herbalist,
Looking at
though.
the
wasn't
wrong D&D campaign notes.
You're looking at
I
the wrong-
also almost called it Quidditch campaign.
there? Oh, good.
Ah, yes.
Okay, but new idea now.
My brain is broken.
New Quidditch one shot. And then the Dementors come in. And you gotta fight them off.
I don't know who Herbie is.
It's just the
Is
herbalist.
this
You
Someone I
don't
should
know
know?
Herbie.
Is Herbie fully
That's
loaded?
why.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh.
sure Shan met an apothecary or something who was a Fearbold girl. Herbie is a different person.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah, that's a different person.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Herbery.
I follow. I don't know what I follow.
It's Herbie's herbery.
You'll not.
Herbie's herbery. Herbie's herbery.
I window shop
In Herbie's herbery.
wherever.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was a good
correct.
one. That one worked.
Okay, so we see the herbery that has herbs and
Yes,
stuff.
correct.
Yeah.
Would they sell health potions?
It would probably be more like it's not so much potions, it's just
Herbal supplements.
it's just plants and herbal things
This plant cures cancer.
You can
That-
sell them, Monty.
may or may not help. You don't really know. You don't really know where he gets it from either. But sometimes it's pretty good.
Okay, I'll
I
swing
don't
by
know.
and see
He seems to still be in business, so people must go
I
there.
mean,
I'll swing by and see what he's got.
All right. Give me one moment.
Ugh, my picture is blocking my face.
wait, are Gales and the Gambler's Gambit part of Smuggler's Row? Is that what that area?
What?
That area that Gales and the Gambit are in, is that Smuggler's Row?
Yeah.
Because the title went away, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, well, it would
It
have been
would've- yeah,
overhanging
gotcha.
the Gambler's Gambit, so...
Does Gale smuggle sticky buns? Is it a front?
Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows? If anyone could do it, she could.
I love
Okay.
how nice you guys look, and then there's
Yeah, you.
What are you
love
talking
whatever's
about?
happening to
I
me.
mean,
I got out of work today and immediately got to work on this. And I didn't do a thing.
Well, the bottom row
But-
looks nice.
yeah.
at
I
least.
should be
I
putting
don't.
my leg up,
by
though.
the end of stream, you're just gonna be under the blanket, like just a ghost, basically. Like
I should be putting my foot up, though.
you and your
Oh,
foot.
God.
no.
Yeah,
My-
I'm so
My
sleepy.
foot it got infected.
Oh no.
No!
No, with what?
I don't know, some sort of
Infection.
bacterial infection.
Oh no. So what
On
does
my
that
leg.
mean for your leg then?
I'm on antibiotics. My leg is fine. I just have to keep it propped up, and I can't use it.
Dang.
All right. So I got some for you. Roll me a D10.
I just take out all my dice. What do I say it like that? I'm getting to that tired point. I got a
Doing
5.
great, honestly.
5. Okay. So, all right. So then I want you to. Okay. So there are 5 different types of things here that he is selling today, and there is a big white flower that is encased in a delicate bubble. There is a Mirage Flower. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know what the names of these are. There is a. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna do that.
Or do I?
There's a type of mushroom. Well, that's just it. If you roll me like a nature check, you'll get to know.
That's exactly what I was planning on doing.
Yeah, there's a mushroom, and there is a. There is a spider flower.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say spider.
No, there's a spider flower, and there is a succulent.
Okay, if I do a nature check, would I have to do it on like individual items?
Oh, and there's also another small white flower. Yes, you'd have to do. No, you could just do a general nature check, and I'll see how many you know.
Okay, cool. I'm interested in the mushroom.
You could just roll for all of them.
Well, I rolled a 3. Plus 3, that's 6. So I've never seen these plants before in my life.
I'll say that you know one of these, and I'm going to say that it's the mushroom.
Yes.
Because this one came from, I'm gonna say this type of mushroom is actually found all along the coast of the western side of the continent.
Okay, so I've never seen it like around my town probably.
Yeah, it's called a Claymore Mushroom. And it's a mushroom that explodes when you step on it.
Oh, a Claymore Mushroom. I love that.
I didn't come up with these. I found a Reddit post.
I love it. Zahara is gonna turn to the shopkeeper and say, how much for the mushrooms?
$2.50 each. They're like these big mushrooms.
250.
And that's 2.5 gold. I'm trying to think of 2.5 gold. So a gold and some silver.
Right. I'll take 2, please.
Okay, so that's 3.
So I got 2
Hold on.
mushrooms.
Why did I give myself math to do? Arithmetic.
Sienna, it's just 3 gold.
Thank you.
I specifically did that so I didn't have to worry about halves.
Yeah.
I got boom shrooms.
Oh, you said boom. Boom, right? You said boom?
Boom
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
did also
good,
hear what
actually.
I
didn't
heard
come up with that myself.
Yeah, because I missed the description of what they did. I just heard Claymore and I was like, oh, okay, probably bomb related. And then you said boob shrooms and I was like, huh? But no, boom means bomb. I get it.
Just going to the plant store to buy some bombs.
I mean,
I don't like plants.
It's just if you step on them, right?
Yeah, I mean, with your 8, so you know that when you step on them, they explode. But somehow he was able to harvest them. And these look like mushrooms that if you didn't know any better about just eating random mushrooms, you would think you could eat, you know? Like it looks like something you find in an actual grocery store. I mean, market here, grocer's market. And so apparently maybe they're supposed to also be eaten somehow. Maybe there's some way to prepare this to use in the future with something.
Without blowing your face up.
Could you explode someone like when they eat them?
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm
Extreme
telling you
poisoning.
that you don't know
horrible firecracker.
Zahara, I'm telling you that you don't know these things.
Okay. Do I know that I'm able to like stow them away like in a bag of holding or like in my backpack, for example, without them exploding?
Can you ask Herb?
Yeah, you could. You could ask.
Oh,
Irby, whatever his name is.
Excuse me. How would be the best way to handle these boom shrooms? I'm calling them boom shrooms, like it's happening.
The claymores. You can pretty much. They're like an ice pack that you have to pop in order to get the cold.
All right.
Not high impact, but like if you don't, if you know,
like a popper firework.
Yeah.
You
Like,
have to apply pressure like intentionally. Like they're not gonna detonate just by being jostled around in a bag.
As long as that bag is not crushed or squished.
All right, that's good enough for me.
All right.
Nice.
Good day. He goes back to sleep. You realize that as you had walked up, you actually haven't even seen his eyes. He has his eyes closed and seems like he is just like looking down, but he is asleep.
Mood.
Yeah, honestly.
My watch just told me to breathe. Because I'm suffocating myself.
Okay. So, what do you guys do next? So that has happened, and I'm gonna actually shoot back over to Estrella. Estrella, when you were... What do you look like now?
I think, well, my main problem as a tiefling is that I have these horns that are hard to, get rid of, but I think I would be most concerned with, trying to look less like a tiefling at all, if that's possible. So I think what I have done is I have some sort of like some sort of fancy it's like
You have a disguise that you use.
but
You've
I thought
used
we
it
agreed that was really obvious. Like to walk around with.
Oh, we did.
Like I don't want to stand
I thought
out.
you were still going for it.
No, I
was
really
like,
yes.
Okay.
The painted lady disguise I love aesthetically, but also it's not subtle. So
it's not subtle for
Not good.
rogue.
so I'm
No,
trying.
it's not.
I'm thinking.
Maybe for getting away with scaring a town back into
treating the water right. But
what?
into treating.
Yeah, destroying a sewer plant.
Yeah.
No, what I was thinking is, those like medieval like headdresses that women like hair doohickeys where their hair would kind of come out like pointed outward, like cones, kinda. You know, those
No.
medieval cone hair things.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
look that
what
up.
you're
This
talking
definitely
about.
exists, I promise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I swear it's a thing. Hold on. There's no way for me to pause. What? I want to look it up, but my screen is shared. Hold on. I'm gonna find a picture.
So I don't have it like the cone coming out like this, but I do have it like the cone going up like
No,
this, like it's a dunce cap.
Right, yeah, there's the dunce cap thing, but that's not it. It's a double cone thing. So, okay, well I've got a few options working for me, okay? So, option number one. I'm now showing this Google search on screen. So we've got like this situation over here. If anyone's looking at the Twitch, there's this.
Oh my
It hasn't. Oh,
Yeah, that's not
you
gonna attract
know,
any attention.
there's like this lady's got two. Yeah, but we live in like a medieval style place, so like it's not that crazy. But none of these are what I'm looking for. There's definitely one where it's like out this way. Well, look, haha, look. I want this. I'm gonna look like this.
Oh my god.
Or like, there's horn hats and stuff, basically.
That's like
Okay, what if
One of
it's
the
like just
buns.
Princess Leia buns over the hair? I mean, no, over the horns.
I've thought about that with you.
I hope there's no narrow doorways. Estrella will have to go through sideways. Oh my
That's
god.
the thing about Dormishire. They all have extremely narrow doorways.
Oh no.
Um,
How did the orcs get through?
okay, so point being is that, yeah, so Estrella has some sort of like hair ornaments going over her, like basically those sort of bun things that are like fabric with like pearl thingies over top, so she can hide the horns.
You're thinking of the Sims look,
Kurt.
the one Sims hair
Yes,
in
It's like
particular.
it's like a
probably.
it's like
I'm always thinking of what the Sims look
it's
like.
like Princess Leia but to the extreme.
Yeah, correct. It's the
Yeah.
medieval style Princess Leia is what's going on right now with my.
All right, so
Except
very,
they're kind
very
of like
so
up
big
this
on
way.
top.
It's anyway. So I'm covering the horns is the point, and yes, it looks ridiculous, but also we live in a slightly medieval style world, so I don't think it stands out in a crazy way, the way it would if I wore it today.
Please do.
Estrella just stuck sticky buns on her horns.
Oh my god.
Like straight up bakery buns?
No,
Not really.
No, like Princess Leia hair buns is the idea. I'm just trying to. I'm thinking outside the box.
Bun.
I didn't say bun. I stopped myself from saying bun.
Buns.
Oh, goodness.
I got sand on my buns.
Okay. So anyway, horns are covered. Can I make my check now to see how disguised I am?
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Wait, we said if I'm casting in quotes disguise self, so it's with advantage,
Yeah.
right? That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's. What do I add to that? Is that my, I guess, disguise kit? What do I add?
I think it was a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. So that's.
Or no, sorry, it was a deception roll.
Okay. That's even better. So that's what.
Yeah, because this was always crazy good.
22.
Yeah. It doesn't look like you.
Cool. It looks like I've got
do you
medieval pointy bun situations going on. Doesn't look like me. I'm also
You look fine. You look like you're just from probably a different part of Ninda. Maybe that's a fashion somewhere else. This is a big city.
Yeah, exactly.
No one
Yeah.
really.
It's like if you walk into New York,
No
you
one
can
really
you can
cares
dress
about
however
what a
you want
random
in New York,
tiefling looks
right?
like. Unless it's a specific tiefling.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have made my skin a slightly different color too. It's like I'm gonna say it's like a more like a purple-ish, like a darker.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Are you still wearing your same, like, the costume that's in your picture?
No. I.
Is that just for the stage?
That's just my stage outfit.
I'm always imagining you in that outfit.
I mean, I'm mostly there for the stage. Like, I'm ready to go on stage most of the time. So you can imagine I'm dressed like that most of the time. But no, I'm wearing, like, more typical travel clothes. Or, no, like a sort of just a plain, like a white dress situation. Like, I'm not even in red. Well, no, it's red. It's definitely red. What am I saying? I'm wearing, a red dress. But, like, in a more, like, normal medieval style. Like, I just looked like a medieval court lady, is what I'm going for, with the weird pointy hat situation.
Alright. Sure thing.
Yeah.
And that's what you look like, and you walk into the city, I assume?
head towards the Gambit.
Towards the Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna, make a quick stop.
Alright, are you heading into the city and therefore to the Gambit, sneakily?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna need a stealth roll from you,
ma'am.
miss.
Okay. 8, 9, 16.
16. Okay. Let me just look at a few passive perceptions. Is this you actually entering the building, or is this you just walking there?
I mean,
because they might be two different checks.
I was planning on walking into the building, so I don't know what I wasn't just gonna loiter out. Well, yeah, I wasn't planning on loitering outside until you asked me about it.
Okay,
So
no, I mean though,
in.
like I'm gonna need you to make another check.
Okay.
For when you actually enter the building of the Gambit.
Okay. I guess I wouldn't have guidanced myself on the second check because I probably wouldn't know that I need to be stealthy at that point. So this one's without my guidance. Oh, I rolled higher. 21.
21. Okay. All right. You walk in to the Gambit. The Gambit is. I'm sorry, I don't have a map for this. The Gambit is your typical kind of seedy, kind of homegrown pub. It's known to house some of the shadier characters, but overall, you can get a good bite to eat there. And you walk in. The smell of like the wooden ground, and the old wooden furniture, kind of just wafts in. Not like a dirty, gross smell like you'd expect. It smells pretty. This is the first idea that you realize this is homey. I mean, not the first time, but that's what you feel.
Right.
And you see a bag of gold sitting on the counter and people around.
Hold on. I remembered that.
Yes!
This is how I'm going to indicate that I'm currently in disguise.
I love it!
Oh my god.
I absolutely love it.
I'm channeling the Dread Pirate Roberts as Krax keeps mentioning on or Zorro actually, because the hat I look a little more like Zorro.
I was gonna say I immediately thought Zorro.
I'm here for it. I do love that movie, The Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas. I used to watch that like all the time when I was a kid. So
I wish I had something I could do for Zahara. I mean, like, I can just paint my face blue, but
you should
preferably
get
not.
horns.
I am literally wearing Kade's shirt right now. You can't see it under the blanket pile, but it's just a black button up.
I'm wearing a shirt about the Everglades because you guys are in a marshy area. I did that on
Perfect.
purpose.
Really.
Look at this stuff.
We should just we just need to get roll for nostalgia t-shirts. That's what we should wear.
Yeah,
uniform.
so we should be in uniform, you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying we should be in uniform. Anyway, yes, so
And why aren't you in uniform?
Yeah. So we're
Crack said
yeah,
merch.
we need to start selling merch before we've even become affiliated. I think we've got 44 followers. It's time to sell merch.
I mean, I didn't want to be
It's
the
a
first
bold,
one to
it's
say
a
it.
bold play.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't want to be the first. Tim said he'd buy merch.
aw.
Aw.
Sell stuffed Monties.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
We'd have to sew them ourselves.
Yeah.
Though. Like what? Like t-shirts you could get printed, but I don't know how to get a
Yeah, I
stuffed
can do
Monty.
that.
I don't know. You could probably. I don't know.
Actually,
I might
wait a second. I'll be
able
right
to.
back.
I do work at a nature center
I was
where
gonna
we
say.
have sold plushies.
So
Maybe.
I used to make, or I've made one of these. My pin cushion, I made myself, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a cactus. Like these are pins. We could make this,
Yeah.
but Monty style. Basically, it's very
We
easy to
could.
make. Like
A pot of awakening.
yeah, exactly. And just give it googly eyes. It makes a very nice
Yes.
pin cushion. Anyway,
Oh my God.
moving on from making more work for ourselves. Yeah. So
Yeah, but that sounds like.
so it was very fun to make and not that difficult. I see the gold and I'm going.
And there are people at the tables. You know, it's what did we say it was like midday. And so like there are some people like having a bite to eat. There's like usual barflies on the table, like people. I mean, and you see bag of gold.
I'm going to walk up to the bag.
Mhm.
And let's see, what can I do? Rebecca doesn't totally remember the trick about the bag of gold, but Estrella definitely would. So,
Did you write anything? That was our
Yeah.
session 0. Did you write anything in your notes?
wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be
You
like
did say
really smart?
you did say during session 0 you did take a lot of notes back
but
then.
did I
You
take
said that in the
those
last.
notes? Probably not.
Who knows? Who knows notes?
I take the stupidest notes, y'all. I know what order the food was served in at the banquet. Like, but do I know this? No, I do not. No, I didn't take that as a note. So I'm going to walk up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know what? I'm just gonna walk up and take it. I'm going to walk up to the bag of coins, and I'm not going to try to be sneaky. I'm going to just walk up to the bag of coins, and I'm going to. No, you know what? I'm going to try to be sneaky. I'm going to see if I can be sneaky about this. I'm going to attempt to take the bag of coins, knowing that I will probably lose.
Okay. Alright, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
That is. So, knowing that I know what I'm doing, I would have guidanced myself in order to do this too. So, with that,
Yeah. That you can do.
15, sleight of hand is 22.
I was waiting for you to get that one.
So, you think that that you've got him beat this time.
I mean,
And
it's bound to happen someday.
you take the bag as fast as you can. And before you can even get it closer to your body, a hand appears and grabs your wrist and goes, "Nice try, kid."
You know, someday it's going to work, okay? You know, someday I'll get it.
Give me 1 second, because I need to see if he knows who you are.
Oh, I thought he was calling me kid because he did know who I was. Okay.
Just look young and,
Oh.
no offense, I'm gonna say young and stupid if he thinks that you're able
Okay,
to
well
just
then,
try and
if
take
I
something.
didn't know, can I roll insight to know whether he knows? Too.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you can.
Does he know that we know?
Yeah, exactly.
He knows we know.
I don't
Okay,
know.
well, I got a 25 insight, so do I know he knows I know who knows?
Wait, you got a
25.
What?
A what?
25. 2 5.
25.
Or, well,
Insight. I'm not even going to. Yeah. You know he doesn't know.
oh, okay. Then I rescind my someday
Or-
I'll get
Well,
it.
you will know if he doesn't know.
Oh,
I made
okay.
you roll that
Okay.
prematurely. I don't know if he knows
Oh
it's
my
you.
god.
Sorry, this is getting really
Yeah,
confusing.
please roll.
Yeah, don't worry. When I get this figured out, I will actually know what I'm saying.
But will we?
I feel like our mouths
We
are
know that
just trying
Sienna
to
knows
talk
that she's
so fast.
Kate,
Our brains
you
are just not caught
you
up.
are more in the blanket.
right.
I didn't think it was possible for you to be more in the blanket without being under it, and you are. You have made yourself more in the blanket somehow. It's just you just have a face now.
I can't help it.
Um,
I mean, I can, but I won't.
sorry, I forgot where I had to pull up my NPC book thing because I
Yes,
didn't remember
the
where,
whole NPC book.
and I didn't
understand.
remember where it was.
You mean you don't just make up their stats on the spot? No one would do that, right? It's definitely not, you know.
Honestly, I thought about it, but I did actually have it written down, so I already know what he is. But I had thought about it. Alright. Okay. Come on.
Look,
Where are just the
honestly.
stats? Just the stats of a. Come on. Oh, that's why you're sending me somewhere else. I'm sorry, guys. I should have had this ready.
Well, just see if he rolls above a 20. Like, if you
Yeah,
roll,
true.
it might not
Yeah,
even be close.
yeah.
So,
Alright, he doesn't know who you are.
I got like a 20, 22
Yeah,
for
no,
disguise or
I don't
something.
know why he shouldn't have been so complicated. I'm sorry. I'm phasing out.
It's okay.
It's a day.
It's a day.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know who you are, and you know that he doesn't know who you are.
I know that he doesn't know. Okay. So then I rescind my statement about someday, like when I said someday I'll get it. That was in response to him knowing who I was. So since he doesn't know,
Yeah.
I'm going to say, oh, was this yours?
You think it was just a big pile of gold sitting on the counter for anyone to take?
Oh, I mean, I was just going to return it to the authorities. Of course.
Well, in this tavern, I'm the authority. And I think you're stealing someone's gold.
Is that provable, though? What are you going to do about it? Are you over here in Smuggler's Row going to report me for stealing?
Oh, no.
Of course not.
I'm just not gonna let you leave with it. So drop the bag. Because you have the bag in your hand.
Yeah, I do.
No, he has your wrist.
And so
But you have the bag in his. in your hand.
So I want to do that like Jack Sparrow coin between the finger thing. Like I'm just like playing with one of the coins from the bag, and I just say, I mean, you're very convincing. All right. Fine. And I'm gonna drop the bag, but I want to pocket a coin.
Okay. Finally found his stats, so I'm gonna do 50. That I need you to make. Are you doing it secretively, or are you doing it like looking at him?
Doing it looking directly at him. Like I'm not trying to be secretive about it. I dropped the bag, but I'm holding onto the one coin.
It's
dropped.
Looks at you and says, "All of them in." He hasn't let go of you. He's still holding onto your wrist, and he's like pulled you a little closer, and he goes, "All the coins in the bag."
Fine. And I let it go. You know.
And as soon as it lands in the bag, he lets go of your wrist.
You know, your intimidation, it's gotten. I guess it's. You know, it doesn't work as well on me as it once did. But, you know. I think I could take you now.
Excuse me?
I'm just saying. Like, I think you could work on that a little bit. I think you're slipping, Specs.
You're the one who didn't want us to get into a fight.
Alright, I'm gonna let him roll this insight with advantage to see. Does it say a DC of what, like, I would have to
mine was a
pass?
Well, you would have to pass my disguise, I think, which was a 20, did I say 21 or 22 for the disguise?
I think it was 22.
Okay.
No, wait. Wasn't your just... Yes, sorry, 22. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does not. And he goes, "Do I know you?"
It's possible. I go by many names.
You sound like a villain, like a god villain character.
But and then I'm just going to I can't think of, see, I'm blanking on what I could do that'll like reveal myself without revealing myself, you know? Like
Don't you have thaumaturgy?
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to say I go by many names.
Oh,
and then...
I wanted to do this real quick.
Oh, yes.
This is the man that is standing before
the Dragonborn man. And I'm going to say...
Yeah, he's still a man.
Yes. And... I'm going to say... some know me as a local magician of sorts. Lady Starlight. Ever heard of her? You see what I mean by your slippin' Specs? You see what I mean?
Goodness.
See, I'm not really into this
We'll
look.
never get used to that.
It's a lot, right? I don't understand what I learned about it over in some city I passed through. It really works for hiding the horns though, but it's god, like it's quite a look, and it takes a while to, you know. So, but it works, right? What do you think? Think I'm getting good at this? Not good enough to steal the coins, I know, but still.
Looks like you're doing pretty good, kid.
Thanks. And, how have you been?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. That's a nat 1.
Alright,
Doing great.
yeah, no, he goes, oh, well, things are fine. Business is running good as usual. He, like, gives you kind of, like, I said that really weirdly, but he says it smoothly and gives you a wink, like, business is running, pretty smoothly.
Well, that's good. I guess. As long as as long as your business is going well, it means the world is still working the way it's supposed to, right?
That's how I like to look at it.
Yeah. Well, so, I'm coming through town on a bit of a weird sort of... I'm on my way somewhere, and that's beside the point. I'm only here briefly, probably, but, I heard something recently that... real recently, actually, yesterday, I heard news of Marcus. Have you said you hadn't heard from him in, well, a long time. Is that still
Yeah,
true?
I hadn't.
It's now been, I guess it's been a year since we've spoken.
It's been a year.
So,
yeah.
You disappeared for a bit too.
Yeah, no, I know. I've seen him since, yeah.
You saw him this year? Why didn't you start with that?
Yeah.
Like, I asked how you've been and you didn't even mention that...
I thought you guys had gone your separate ways.
What do you... Not officially.
And you're not here. What am I supposed to...
Well, I just mean...
he's not here either.
Just
like...
10 seconds ago, you could have said, oh, things are great, and also, I saw the guy you've been looking for several years. I don't know.
I thought you were looking...
Well, I'm looking for a lot of guys, okay? I'm looking for... That's beside the point. I'm on a mission. Anyway. How is he?
He's fine.
You're being odd. You're being very odd and very... I mean, like, you're always sketchy. I know that. But, like...
What?
He disappeared.
I don't know what you want me to say.
For 3
I have
years.
him on a run right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
What?
I run a business.
You said you hadn't talked to him in the last 3 years, and now suddenly you're back in
a
business
lot
together?
changed
What?
in the last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're damn right, but like... Fine, I should have started with that. It's just been a very long few weeks, or year, or 5 years. Okay, can I back up for a second?
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, kid, come here. And he, like, takes you over to, like, of course, in a place like this, every corner has a booth that is dark and dimly lit, and it's hard to see anyone in. Or, like, really, it's the corners you've always been looking for.
Yes, my corner!
And
he
takes you over to one of those...
Yes,
he takes you over to one of those corners.
Well.
And says, hold on, come, take a seat. And he slides in next to you, because it's just easier to have a small, private conversation next to rather than across the table. And he is this, by the way, I think he's the first person that you have met that has been, that is, like, thank you. That is, I think probably the first person you've met that's taller than you. I don't think Timolt was taller than you.
Not.
Maybe he was a little bit.
I forget how tall Estrella is.
She's super tall with those heels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, didn't the heels you gave me, they're even taller than my old
Yeah,
heels.
they're 6-inch heels.
So I'm 6'3" in these heels.
Yeah.
So.
He's the only person that you have
should have recognized me.
probably
by that.
ever
Jeez.
met.
Yeah.
Except for Ben. Not Ben. Ben was very small.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because he's a gnome.
Right, the Goliath. Yeah.
Yeah, David.
Yeah.
Except for him because he is a Goliath. He's like the tallest person you've met. He's 6'9".
Yes.
Ooh, 6'9".
Okay. Now he's
kidding.
6'10". Now he's 6'10".
That was a joke.
It's fine. I was gonna make him 7 foot, so he can be 6'10".
Okay. Yeah, 7 foot's a little. That's tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 6'10", so he is this like big, not actually hulking. He's more like
Lithe.
slim and slender. Yeah, he's lithe, and he comes in next to you, and he's like actually, as you like seem to be having like a panic attack, he is like genuinely like, hey, whoa, take a seat.
Okay.
Sit. Breathe. Can I get you something? You want a drink? You want food? Cookies whipping up a stew.
Yes.
And that actually sounds like it should be a bad thing, but you know that it's a good thing.
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Take a second, compile yourself. Be right back. And so he goes and he fetches you stew, so you have a minute to compose yourself and think about what you actually want to say to him. And with that, we are going to skip over to Kade and Zahara as they have finished looking around in the market.
Oh yeah, did any of the shops sell health potions?
Give me a luck check.
All right, let's see.
First of all,
That's 12.
apparently I'm hearing a phantom duck. I keep hearing this weird feedback that sounds like duck honking, and no, like the chat is not. So I feel like I'm hallucinating.
No, I'm hearing it too, Kate.
Okay.
There's no
I
like
think it's the fact. I think it's just the way that the feedback sounds. I think it's because Shannon doesn't have headphones in, so it's like we're hearing her computer.
I heard it a little before she joined.
Oh, well, it might have just been that one of us was talking loud enough.
I know Rebecca's audio has been very muffled for me, so I don't know if it's that, because I hear it on my end too.
Well, let me move my mic so that I'm less muffled. But in my favorite webcomic, there's this running joke about this one character who sees a ghost duck that follows him everywhere, and so he hears it quacking, and he'll yell at his like assistant, like, "Would you stop quacking?" But he's really, yelling at the duck, and she thinks he's crazy. Anyway, it's because he like shot a duck when he was a little kid. He went duck hunting and has felt guilty about it ever since. And so maybe that's your problem. Did you shoot a duck when you were a child?
I can't say that I did.
Okay, well, just checking.
Anyway, health potions, are they around? I got a 12.
Yeah, you got a 12. Yeah, there's one stand that has a couple of potions of healing, but nothing more. I guess like 3.
One for each.
Okay, cool. How much are they again? 25, 50? I can't remember.
I think it's 25. I'm looking it up.
Okay. Okay, do you have any potions on you?
They're 50, sorry. Not 25.
Do I have any potions on me?
Yeah.
I just hold up my hand.
Right.
Yeah, you are.
Zahara points like, right. Should have thought of that. And she's gonna turn and to the clerk and say, 2 potions of healing, please.
Got rid of all of our potions and replaced them with snacks. That's something Shannon's character in our other D&D campaign would do.
Wait, what?
Cracks in the chat said I got rid of all of our potions and replaced them with snacks.
Rin would definitely do that.
I feel like
That's
Estrella
from
would do that too, honestly.
He put quotes,
Yeah.
so I assume he is quoting something.
I mean, like, snacks are sustenance.
Yeah.
I-
The
Why
healing
do I
power
air
of
quote
food.
this way?
Cool. All right, so now I got 2 potions of healing.
Oh, you only bought 2? There were 3.
I only bought 2, yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, because if Kade, like, wanted to get one, but then forgot that Kade can heal.
So that's
can
100
heal.
gold. You know that, right?
What?
That's 100 gold. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's right. You guys came into some money last
Oh, right,
round
we did.
or last
Yeah,
session.
we did.
Alrighty. So, where do you guys go next? To Gale's?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. So you head over to Gale's homemade treats. Zahara, what does this place mean to you? Zahara, you don't like the city. And not only is Gale essentially your aunt,
Yeah.
she also always had she always tried to keep, like, a lush garden in her store, like, with beautiful plants, and she always liked ones that you would bring to her, like, you know, or like, she always, like, when you used to come with
Maria.
with Maria, yeah, when you came with her, like, early on, you would, like, pick her flowers and bring them to her. And yeah, what does it feel like for Zahara to be walking back into Gel's place? Probably a year since they both lost people. Both lost Maria.
So for Zahara, Gale's place is kind of like her home away from home. Like Coven's Cove is her home, and when she was destroyed, the only home that she really had left was at Gale's. But she is not a city person, so she does not like to stay in the city for extended periods, even at Gale's, even though like she does like to visit and she loves the like plant life that she keeps in her store, because it does remind her of just like being out in nature. But yeah, she'll occasionally come stay with Gale for like a couple of days, but Zahara she really can't do more than that 'cause she does not like the city. And that's why she wanted to skirt around the edge, but that was shady. Yeah, like I imagine she would like walk through the door, ring the bell. She takes like a big breath in and like smells all the nostalgic sweets, and just taking in the senses of being back in this shop. And she looks up at Gale, who I'm assuming is at the counter, and she's like, "Hi, Gale. It's been a while."
And as you look in, you see, I forgot to put her on there. I have a picture for her. And so you turn, and Gale says, "Oh, Zahara!" And she, like, gives you a big hug, welcomes you, and come in. Oh, who's your friend? I'm assuming Kade followed Zahara in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Zahara hugs back and she says, "Oh, this is Kade. I met them in
Lilybrook.
Lilybrook? Yeah.
They are
Lilybrook.
from Dorsima.
Yes.
Well, I guess.
Yes. Well, I met them in Lilybrook."
I reach out my hand.
Oh.
Politely.
And she shakes it and says, "Well, any friend of Zahara is part of the family. Come on in." And she welcomes you into her home. which is like essentially adjacent to her shop. She like as you guys come through the door, she actually locks it because it's been a year since she's seen you, Zahara. So it's been probably the longest because you would usually go with your mom with Maria
Yeah.
for the monthly like trips. And so Gail is like excited to see you, not knowing when she was going to see you again. So she kind of closes up shop for the day, and or I mean, not for the day, but while you're here, and welcomes you into like further back into the actual house part of the store, and says, "Oh, and of course, then like she like shows you guys the couch so you can sit down or take a look around, and I mean you've been here before." And she goes back out to the storefront and she grabs just like a whole pile of sticky buns. And they're actually ones that she was just baking in the oven, so they're like nice.
Ooh.
And she takes them out and she stacks them all on top of each other. And she grabs a couple of glasses of water because she knows that they're be a little sticky. And some things and says, "Oh, would you guys like tea or coffee or anything else to drink? Oh, did you guys just get here? You look like you've been traveling for a few days. Yeah, please sit. Zahara, what are you doing here?"
Well, Kade and I, and actually Estrella is with us. She's going to be swinging by later.
Estrella's here too? Oh, you guys are together.
Yeah.
Paige just eating their sticky bun. Just looking back and forth. Truly never has any idea what's going on ever.
And then she realizes that she's been talking really fast. She goes, okay, hold on. I'm sure that maybe you have some stories to tell me when Estrella gets here. Last time I saw both of you was very tough.
Right.
Give me one moment. And she turns, she says, Kade, sorry, I'm Gail. Can I get you some tea, coffee, or anything else to drink?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Hey. And Zahara, and she turns to you. Do you want anything, dear?
Could I get tea, please? The usual.
Of course. And she like kind of like not pinches your cheek, but like puts her hand on your cheek.
It's kind of hard to pinch dragon scales.
Yeah, it's kind of like she's not trying very hard either. So she's like, it's just kind of like rubs her face on your cheek.
Just grabs a scale off your face.
Zahara's usual is chamomile, by the way.
All right.
She drinks to calm herself down when she's in the city.
And she goes,
Fair.
Of course, dear. And so then she turns back to Kade and says, does that change your answer, hon?
Wait. Zahara's getting chamomile with what?
No, just that Zahara she asked for chamomile tea.
Oh.
She's basically, like, you were the most guest,
I'll
so, like, it would be weird if you said yes to those things, but now that Zahara has said, yes, I'll have something, have you changed your mind?
I'll have a tea, too.
Okay. All right.
My auditory processing struggles kicked in, and I heard a chamomile with scales. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, Zahara does not eat skin.
Oh, that was
Why
the
did
worst
you say
sentence.
that so suspiciously?
Thank you.
I don't know. No, she doesn't. But that would be really fucking weird.
Clip that. No, Zahara does not eat skin. Like, it's great.
All right then. So she goes and makes the tea and comes back.
As she's doing that, Zahara picks up a sticky bun. Her eyes lighting up, like takes a bite into it, and just kind of like melts a little bit into the couch.
Aww.
Not completely. She's still on her guard in the city, but just like she's getting a little bit more relaxed.
Mm-hmm. I think that's very cute. So, she comes back with your tea, Kade, have you said anything up until this point?
No.
Okay.
Also,
Just
remind me,
checking.
what time of day is it?
What?
What time of day is it?
It's
Morning?
morning. Um, it's like early afternoon.
Okay.
It's like midday. Yeah, that's what time it is. And so she comes back and she says, Zahara, how long are you going to be in the city? Or do you guys need a place to stay?
Uh, not quite sure. Only a day or two at most, if we even are staying. We're kind of traveling on the road, just passing through. But I did want to swing by and catch up. It's been a while.
It certainly has. Um, how have you been this past year? Where did you go? You said you went back home.
Well, I kind of went all over. And well, I did go back home. But there was nothing left to return to. Uh, Zahara gets kind of quiet for a moment, and then
And
continues.
she like reaches over and squeezes your hand.
Yeah, and she continues speaking. And says, but otherwise, I've been traveling around, helping out where I can. A lot of cities have been affected by everything that's been going on over the past year. So I spent some time in, and then she lists off a bunch of the cities that she's been in, which I can't remember for the life of me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And she like listens to everywhere that you've been, and is just kind of happy to is just overall very happy to see you, um, and she goes, oh, you went to Shady Lake.
Yeah.
Um, oh, our family comes from Shady Lake. Well, mine and Maria's. It's where we
Would,
grew up.
would Maria have told me that?
You can tell me. Do you think that she? I mean, you obviously knew that. You knew that she didn't grow up there. That she didn't grow up in Coven's Cove.
Mm-hmm.
She moved there, but you can tell me if she would have told you something like from before she moved.
Yeah, I feel like she'd probably like talk about her as long as it was like a happy childhood. She probably wouldn't
Yeah.
like about it. So.
Well, I'll say that they both left.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
just
So
happened?
I'll say.
Well,
I
Rebecca
only
disappeared for a second, and
Oh,
I
okay.
said that they both left.
Yeah. So Zahara says, "Well, I've only heard little bits and pieces. I know that you grew up there and then you left and moved to Cabins Cove and to Shire."
Yes. Um. 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 Uh, uh, is everything okay there? Is everyone all right? You said you go places where you help people. Is everything okay?
Yeah, the lake
I,
had a bit of a fish kill, a big fish kill, so I was helping them handle that matter. I'd like to think that I helped them quite a bit. I met somebody on the road here on the way here who was living there at the time, and he said that, well, he thanked me and said that I was a big help, so it makes me feel better. Um, I don't know if you've
she's.
heard about the road closures, though.
Oh, yeah. Those. Well, there's the paper. So, um,
Right. Yeah.
so I've heard of the road closings. Um, and I've heard about other things.
What
But
what other things?
oh, just things about the end of the world. Uh,
Yeah.
the end of the
Yeah.
and
Kate is just slowly
I'd like
sneaking
to imagine
into their blanket.
they
It's
are.
only the face that only this part that I
Now
can see.
it's like less than your face. Before it's now it's like this.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's
Oh,
only
it
gonna
got
be
smaller.
your
It got
eyes,
smaller.
glasses, and then at the end you're just gonna be
I'm
completely
just gonna be gone.
Um.
Comfy at least.
So she says all this. Was there anything else in particular that you wanted to ask of her, or you just wanted to check in?
Yes, I did want to ask Guile, Guile, have you been outside of the city at all recently?
No.
Right, so you wouldn't know anything about that quarry that is to the north of town?
Um. Zahara, we're in marshland. There wouldn't be a quarry up here or over
But
here.
there was, which I found rather odd. And it was just an empty quarry with a chest in the middle of it and could only be activated by lightning. I had I had quite a few items inside, but it seemed weird. We don't the marshes don't have quarries.
No, the ground would just swallow it up. It would just fill. It would be inundated with water and just made part of the marshland.
Sorry, can
She
you
like
pause
rattles that
speaking
off
real
as if
quick? My headphones are dying, which means I have to change the sound. It's a thing. Just pause for 1 second while I switch the
Okay.
sound.
Okay.
Okay, should be good now. Anyway.
yeah, so
Is Estrella
I
gonna
forgot
log in
you
with
were
disguise?
gonna do that. I'm so happy you finally did
Yeah,
it.
I figured out how to do it.
Um so she and so yeah, she says, "Well, honey, trust me, I used to live in Shady Lake and I ended up moving to Dormishire. I walked down that road quite a few times. There's no quarry there."
Well, there is now. I don't know if it has anything to do about the end of the world situation, but I found it rather odd.
Don't know.
Anyway, how have you been over the past year? How have you been holding up?
Business is same as usual. Everybody needs sticky buns.
Yeah,
Um, so
I can confirm that for you.
just watching from the inside.
Yeah.
Um, um, so, she, I'm gonna say that she catches you up on just like, she tells you some stories from throughout the year that like, probably Kade is more, Kade's not here, but is more used to like having normal day-to-day conversations, and she just kind of tells you about like her year, which has just been normal day-to-day stuff. And you tell her things about your year and things like that. So while you guys are having that conversation, I'm gonna jump back over to Estrella and Specs. So Estrella, Specs comes back with your stew and whatever your usual would have been at his place. What do you think? Do you think? Let's see. No, the last time that you saw him, you didn't drink, so you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know like what kind of. Or I mean, back when you would have had a usual, you were not.
Right. Yes.
I think he brings you whatever your childhood usual would have been. So like maybe a chocolate milk or something like comforting. You guys were. He watched you grow up, so he brings you like chocolate milk, and does Estrella like chocolate milk at least?
I mean, if
that's no, she wants a Shirley Temple.
Absolutely, you got it. You remembered.
He brings you a Shirley Temple, and so he brings you the stew and the Shirley Temple, and you remembered Cookie's cooking, and it's just as you remember. And he slides into the other seat across the table from you and says, "Eat, don't let it get cold. You know it turns solid if it gets cold."
Right, Cookie's cooking doesn't last.
No, he's great, and it's great food.
For like this long. I remember that much. Look.
He goes, "Eat, but also talk. So right. You know we don't care. You can talk with your mouth full." And he kind of just like settles back into like.
Yes, well, you know.
And he also conjures like just like a cigarette, and takes a puff, and then it disappears. He's like, "So tell me."
Yeah. So I'm sorry to have just sort of went off. I've been all over the place for the last several years, but the last year in particular, and then all of a sudden, recently, I think someone wants me to have a hand in saving the world. I know that sounds crazy, and it makes it sound like this isn't like a star quality, I'm the meant to be the best of the best kind of Estrella thing. This is like legitimate.
Oh, the Lady Starlight?
So it's a whole big thing that I don't really look. I got word from my brother that brought me somewhere, and then I went to Dorsima and talked to some people who knew my brother, and everything's really just kind of clicking now. That just he didn't just run away. Something happened to him, and the fact that I got a letter from him, and I'm worried about that. But then there's more to it. There's a whole big thing, and I guess, of course you're abreast of everything. You know what's going on in, north of here and all of that, and the world's going topsy-turvy, and I've been searching for my brother for so long, and then I've been I guess it's not like I was really putting effort into searching for Marcus, but I ask about him, and I was hoping, I guess maybe I just hoped he'd find me. But I guess if he doesn't want, if you're telling me that he thinks that I left him, it's not like I had a choice. I didn't get to decide when I left town. And then when I came back, he was gone, and you didn't get word from him for years. And now you're saying he thinks that I don't. Specs. What do I do?
Look. You are two peas in a pod. I don't hear from either of you for years.
Yeah. Okay, that's on me. A little.
And then you show up one year out of the blue.
Right.
And then within that same year, he turns up out of the blue. He just stayed.
He just stayed. I don't know that I could just stay. Is that...
I mean, is that what you want to do?
You know...
Do you want to be in this business for the rest of your life? I assumed you guys would go and be your own people. I wish it had been under better circumstances. I wish I had gotten a postcard. But...
Okay, I mean...
You're supposed to grow up and move out of the tavern.
Well, yeah.
And start scheming the greater world.
I think... I mean, I think I've been doing that. I've done everything you've taught me and...
Well, it seems like you've been stunning the greater world, honey.
Yeah, I know this look is really working for me, right?
He goes, well, not that one. I like your other one better. I like to think I may have played a hand in your style.
Well, you know. I do like to sparkle.
And, but... I keep an eye out for you. I look at your reviews. You think I don't?
Thanks. That's a little embarrassing.
You think we don't care about... Think we don't care about you and your success? Of course we do.
Well... I don't know that I know that, I guess.
Clipping,
I
right?
wish I knew that, but at the same time...
You know he's kept every clipping.
He did?
Do you not see them on the wall over there? And he, like, points, and there is just a wall. It looks like you didn't notice it at first, because it used to be the bulletin of, like, jobs and stuff. And it still is, but also posted on there are, like, you can, like, now that you've, like, taken a better look, there's, like, every single review that you had throughout the year, because you got raving reviews for that entire year.
I did do fantastic.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them is there on the board.
And that was all him?
Yeah.
Do you think he's angry at me? I mean, I get that he's apparently, you know, but... God, Specs, I mean, they made me leave, and then he was gone, and I thought he and... I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I have to go save the world or something. I'm not even allowed to stay here. I don't even have a choice in the matter. I've never had a choice of where I go. There's always been something. But... And now you're telling me I just missed him? That he's just out on a job, that he would have been here if I just came a different day?
Oh, he hasn't been here for a couple months, but
But if I just...
For like a month or two, but like...
But still, if I just... waited... No, then I wouldn't be me, I guess. I have to... I think I have a responsibility to the world, which is a lot to think about. I've just sort of been doing things.
You don't have a responsibility to no one. And I didn't mean to use the double negative. You do not have a responsibility to anyone.
Well, fine, but...
But yourself.
It's my world, though. I live in it.
Well, then there you go. Well, you can let the world burn. That's fine. I won't be mad, I promise.
There's a few people in it that I care about, so I'd rather not.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't leave me on this rock alone. And he, like, just, like, gives you a little...
Well, you know, I mean, you're like, slightly fireproof, so you'd probably survive.
What about when the next ice age comes?
That's a fair point. Not much I can do about that.
I'm not prepared for that. I have a very cushy lifestyle. I'd rather even not get fire in here.
I'm so sure. Gives a pointed look to the cigarette. Yeah.
And he like takes another drag and then conjures it out, like it just disappears, and he goes, "Look, what are you doing here? I love seeing you, kid, but I know that you don't just blow into this town."
Right, yes. I'm not exactly here on... I'm here on business in a way, but I'm not really... I'm here... Somehow I made a choice to come here,
again?
but I don't know what. No, I'm not. I'm on hiatus, sort of, but, no, I need a boat.
A boat?
Yeah, I need a boat. I need to get on a boat and get elsewhere. Not in a, like, I'm running from the law way, but...
I mean, would it really matter?
No, of course not, but...
I love to specify.
I just mean, like... Stealth isn't necessarily of the essence, though we may have stolen some things that, But no one knows about that, so it's fine. But, well, no, they could track it. You know, Question. Specs.
Yeah.
Since you've always got your ear to the ground, do you know if they, like... Have they ever tracked down someone who, like, stole a book from the library in Dorsema? I didn't, mind you. I did not. Just wondering how the tracking system, like, how good is it? Would they... I know they do those location and spellcrafts, but, like...
I mean, you're talking about the artifact from the library, right?
I didn't say artifact, I said book. Did you say the artifact? With a V? With an E? The? Was that how you said that? Did I hear that correctly? Was that the influctuation, or the inflection, the emphasis?
As you just keep bumbling, he takes the spoon and puts it in your mouth. Like, takes the spoonful and just puts it in your mouth, just to make you stop talking. Yes, I said the. And he, like, puts his feet up on the table, like I'm doing right now.
Delicious, but what? What do you mean? Do you mean the as in, like, you've heard about it recently, you've known about it, like you heard that something was stolen, or like you just know about it? Look at this picture that I just paused on. My God.
I know.
Just look.
I see it.
Anyway, is it an artifact that you? What do you mean the?
Kid, relax.
I don't do that. I don't relax. That's not an option.
Take a sip of the Shirley Temple. It's getting flat.
What? Sorry, I didn't actually.
Take a sip of the Shirley Temple. It's getting flat. And he goes, "There's this really important book in the library. And there's like a whole puzzle you gotta figure out to even get to it. And there's like traps along the way. And it somehow got stolen from beneath their noses, and it was awesome."
Right. So,
did you do that?
I mean, I didn't. I wasn't.
You're telling me that you have this book in your possession and you didn't actually pull the heist?
Well, I mean, it was my idea, sort of, to stop the heist, but my compatriots ended it. I was at a dinner. I have an alibi.
Oh, so you're playing rich kid again?
Yes. I mean, it just, it slips on like it's my best costume. I hate it, but you know how that works.
Yeah.
So, it was really good food though. They had a cheese platter that was like, oh, it was to die for, Specs. I haven't had cheese like that in years. But I know that's not the point. The point is, we may... Look, I don't know if I trust you in a way that I probably shouldn't, all things considered, but yes, we may have made off with something that we shouldn't have, and, that's, as you taught me, that's fine. We, finders keepers and all that, right? But, what do you think the consequences of that might be? I just want to be aware. So you've already heard that how do you know so much about the... You know what, though, that's not even... I know why you know so much about the inner workings of the library, because... Yeah, I know. It was a silly question. But, like...
The normal person doesn't.
Yes,
But obviously,
yes.
if you know of this, then obviously I can speak freely about it. Most people don't know.
So you even knew what the... I mean, you said it was... Do you know more about this? The artifact? Or just that an artifact was stolen and you...
I know a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But, I haven't seen you in a year.
So?
And before that, 5 years?
Give or take.
I haven't seen you, truly, in 6 years. I saw you for a day.
I mean, I wear the same hat. I'm basically the same person. Well, I'm not currently wearing... Well, it's underneath of... I'm still wearing it, but, Okay, fine.
Hey.
I mean, I just told you about I just implied. I did not admit. But I did not steal an artifact. I'm basically telling you things that I should not be telling you, so clearly I'm not myself today. Oh my god, I'm not myself today. I know better than this. You taught me better than this.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Hun, I was just asking to be paid for such information. You got 20 gold?
You, for real? You're gonna make,
Look, kids gotta pay their own bills someday."
I know. What, would you do it for 10? As a favor? For, someone that you almost kind of raised a little bit?
I'll do it for 10.
A little bit, kind of like,
I'll do it for
okay.
10.
Uh-huh.
And you tell me where you're going with this boat.
Well, I'd love to know the answer to that too, actually. Southward.
What's your plan? Southward.
I don't fully know, so we have to hit up. We've got a few.
We?
My compatriots and I, the ones who actually are, complicit in the stealing. So yeah, we are planning on.
Oh, right. You didn't. That's right. You didn't steal the book.
Not.
All right. Well, where are you taking the book?
Well, this Sleeper's Bay, I guess. Coven's Cove, the Dark Islands. We're hitting up a lot of places. It's really just a whole pleasure cruise, honestly.
What's your passive perception?
My not very high. I have terrible perception. I think it's 12. It's 12.
Oh.
I have good passive insight, but not passive perception.
If only it was me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you see that he had his expression changed for a second. When you said Coven's Cove.
Why? Do you know maybe something, Specs? You always know something about everything, and I just, just have learned to accept that you just have information, your information networks and all of that, and maybe, Do you think that's a good or a bad idea to go there?
Why Coven's Cove?
One of my friends is from there originally, and it's a sightseeing trip.
Pretty grim sight.
Well, gotta pay your respects.
Just be careful over there.
I'm always careful.
Okay, it's a little, more treacherous than, walking down the main street.
I think it's a portal to another universe. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'll be careful.
Okay. Have fun.
Thanks. Always love the vote of confidence. Anyway, yeah, so we're looking for a boat. Got any leads on that? That could be helpful. If you want to get rid of me real quick.
Right. Yeah, I know a guy with a boat.
Do I know this guy with a boat?
No.
Okay. So not
Little
one of your usual
little
friends.
above your pay grade, hun.
I mean, I make a good deal, honestly, but okay.
And yeah, it's I'm sorry, because this is where I'm going with specs. I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, there's this Protectors of Ninda sailor captain. Admiral? I don't know.
There's what what? You think
His name is Tony.
Tony?
Tony.
His name is
His name is Tony.
Tony.
That's what I was saying. I've kind of turned. He's like half. Specs is like half pirate, half.
Tony Scorponov.
Half mob.
All right. So, Spexy, listen. You want me with a definitely don't have a stolen artifact, and I'm definitely not a trained thief to go on a boat captained by a protector of Ninda? Are you mad?
He's my smuggler on the inside.
I probably should have figured that out. Okay, that makes more sense.
Really?
Okay, fine.
He doesn't have to know what you're carrying. I really have gone full mob. I'm gonna back out of it a little bit. He doesn't need to know what you're carrying.
Yes, I would appreciate him not knowing anything about anything I've said.
I just tell him I've got a couple people that need passage.
Three people, specifically 3.
Okay, I got
plant.
3 people.
A walking plant.
Okay, I got 3 people in a... Okay, I got 3 people, a walking plant, and a bird. Did I forget anyone?
I don't believe so.
Where's Steve? Did we bring him?
Well, Steve lives in my backpack, so it's fine.
I'm actually, Sienna's gonna say this because I want to remind you. You have horses.
Yeah, I thought of that, but they're in her bag, so.
They can't all fit in her
bag.
Oh, never mind. Oh, and 3 horses.
That's right. What do we do with
You want me to tell someone that I need help
it's really
smuggling?
only the 1 horse. 2 of them can live in a bag.
This man is gonna stop helping you immediately.
You want me
Dex
to
is
tell
gonna absolutely hate
my military connection,
Yes.
my Navy connection,
Right.
Marine? I don't know.
You're well versed in the the army and such. I see.
And I don't know what any of them mean. To smuggle 3 people, 1 walking shrub,
Right.
a bird,
The bird could probably live in the bag too.
and a
The
horse.
bird could probably fly.
Okay, that's true. The bird can fly.
And a horse.
And one horse. Well, I mean, that's normal.
Just one horse.
I
Yeah, the horse can live in the stables. Do you care about what horse you get back?
mean, I'm not really attached to mine. I feel like my compatriots might be less happy about that, but as long as I get a horse back, I'm content, honestly.
I'm not sharing a horse with you.
I'm getting a horse, not your horse. I can,
Not sharing a horse.
I don't speak to my horse.
In your head, you hear Zahara's voice saying, "We get back the same horses."
Well, I'll just...
For some
She can live in the
reason.
stable, so... Like, Zahara can just go and live in the stable with the horse if she's so concerned about it. I don't. Zahara is not here. Estrella knows what Zahara would think, but Estrella is not taking that into... Estrella does not care, is the problem. So,
anyway,
it's not a problem.
Anyway, he says... Alright, let me see what I can do. Well, actually, you know what? Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, come on. I don't have good persuasion. Yes, I do. I have... It's not as good as my deception, but, you know, I got a nat 20.
Whoa!
He goes... Yeah, let me see what I can do. I'll get it done. You owe me for this.
I gave you 10 gold.
You owe me more for this.
You know, like, I've stolen things for you for years back in the past. Does that not cover?
10 more gold.
10? Come on. What, does it have to be gold? Does it have to be
Why?
my gold? Can I steal you some fresh
No,
gold?
it doesn't have to be your gold.
I'll get you fresh gold.
Alright, well...
Like, just don't make me take it from
Maybe
my gold. I like keeping, you know, my stuff is mine.
Just, you come back here later for... I assume you're gonna go see Gale. Unless you have already.
No, I haven't seen Gale yet. I'm going over there. Does she know about... Has Marcus seen her? No, of course he's seen her. Why do I even... I leave for 6 years. Like, what do I expect, I guess?
A little bit. Anyway.
Can you just... could you just... tell him... Give him a message for me? I'll pay you the 10 gold up front if you give him a message.
Messages are free.
Could you just tell him, you know, I didn't mean to leave. It wasn't, you know, I wouldn't have if I had had the choice, and as soon as I was able to get out, I did. And then he was gone, and I'm sorry I never found him. But I'd like to see him again, if at all possible. If he's not too mad at me.
Might be more than 25 words, but I'll see what I can do.
I wasn't... You knew I didn't mean the magical kind! Ugh.
He winks and says, I'm just kidding.
Don't be sending my thoughts through the airwaves. You know I don't trust that.
Got a point. Anyway, go. This is on the house.
Thanks.
Like, I assume that throughout this conversation you have finished your meal.
Yes, I have eaten all of the soup. I have dranken my drink. I have, yes, I head to Gale's. I say, all right, when should I meet? Where, how, tomorrow? Today?
Come back later tonight with that fresh gold.
Right, the fresh gold. Yes, I will.
I assume you'd be coming for a drink. You're allowed to now.
That's true. I can do that. I will get you fresh gold. Easy peasy. Alright. Ta-ta for now. Bye.
He just kind of like starts to smile, shakes his head, and like just gracefully gets up from the booth that he was lying in, kind of like I am right now, and places the bag of coins back on the counter, and just like waves to you as you walk out.
Alright, I'm going to head to Gale's now. Oh, actually, no. I'm just going to look around. Would I steal something from people in this area? Let me just look at this map.
It's a thieves steal from thieves kind of world.
I mean, sure, but it's like Estrella doesn't want to steal from the thieves. Estrella wants to steal from the rich.
Well, she can go elsewhere.
Yeah, where would I find the note?
Walk through the market.
Where could I go yeah, I'm gonna go to the market and just find the richest looking person who I do not know personally and try and steal from them.
Okay, give me a luck check that there's a rich person in the market right now. Marketplace.
That's a 5. You've betrayed me.
Yeah, there's no
Okay, fine.
rich guy in the marketplace. There are just some regular people. There are some people who look like tourists.
Yeah. I don't want to steal from a random tourist. I want to steal from...
Even though they're traveling in an apocalypse.
I'm traveling in an apocalypse. I can't really blame them.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
know
not
their
really a
circumstances.
tourist.
True, but I don't know their circumstances. You know, just because they wear, like,
Maybe they're also
socks and
saving the world.
sandals doesn't mean they're not good people.
Maybe they're also saving the world.
Exactly. I don't know how many people got these letters. I'm going to head over to, I guess... No, I'm not going to be dangerous. I'm not going to go further than the market. Fine. I'll just find the richest looking tourist.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand.
I'm going to guidance myself, and I'm frozen again. Hold on.
Again, in a lovely
Yeah.
pose.
I think I've gotten like one good pose today, so I'll take it. Oh, why are you betraying me so? Okay, sleight of hand, 15.
Alright. Yeah. Yeah, you reach your hand into, the pocket of this person. You pull out, I'm gonna say, give me just a D10.
Hold on. Ugh. Hold on.
Did
Goodness, are you
spawn
okay?
Share?
Her headphones were plugged in and she forgot because she was wearing the cordless ones.
I'm back.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure that was fun to watch.
It was.
7.
You find 7 gold in his pocket.
I have to do this again? Okay.
I mean, maybe you have to do later.
Okay, fine.
It's the middle of the
True.
day, so
Yeah.
people are at
Okay,
work.
I'll come back.
There's not as many people around.
Okay. So I head to Gale's now.
Okay. So, you go over to Gale's, and it looks closed. What do you do?
Surprise, we're dead inside.
Does it look
Yeah,
look
that's
closed like no one's there, or does it look closed like it's just closed but she's in there? Like, can I make an insight or investigation or something?
The storefront looks closed, but, like, you see lights further into the building. Like, the storefront is partially her house, so you see...
I'm gonna pick the lock. I feel like Gale would. I feel like it's me and Gale would just accept that this is
Rebecca.
something that Estrella would do.
This whole
Give me a sleight of hand.
This whole session is Rebecca being like, or Estrella being like, I don't want to be noticed. Play it cool. Let's not fight. I'm gonna disguise myself. And then just going off the fucking rails every second.
Okay, can you just see Rebecca? Now you know why I love playing Nyx.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked
so
Rose.
fun to be around.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's so fun to just be like, I'm gonna be this cool,
it's fun
like,
to be,
invisible
chaotic
badass.
neutral. It's fun. But
and then just,
yeah.
That'll be
get drunk
okay.
at a...
So my thieves' tools is that Is it sleight of hand? Is it dexterity? What's my thieves' tools?
Oh, lockpicking is sleight of hand.
So then that's a whopping 26.
Jesus. The door, like the sound of the lock actually working, doesn't even make a sound.
Okay, so I walk in and I stand in the middle of.
No, I'm kidding.
I stand in the middle of the bakery, and I and
I'm gonna.
what?
As you do that, or no, sorry, what were you going
I was
to
just
do?
I said I walk in, I stand in the middle of the bakery and say, and I'm going to yell out, Gail! Are those sticky buns?
And then she goes, just lock the door behind. Why did I give her a British accent all of a sudden?
Look at the door.
Just lock the door behind you and
Done!
come into the back.
Already here.
They're all back
And
here. Your friends are already here.
Friends. I walk in.
Cute. I'm gonna say that is where we will conclude our session for today, because we're just about at time. Unless there was anything pressing that you didn't want to forget to ask Gail. I assume Gail is just kind of home base while you're here, considering 2 out of the 3 of you know her.
Yeah. Yeah,
is that what your thoughts
Yeah,
were?
I don't think I had anything important to. Well, I was probably going to. Fudge! I meant to ask Specs. Well, I'm going to talk to Specs later about something else. But yeah.
Write it down so you don't forget.
Right.
How old is Specs?
He's like 40, right, or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure how old he was. I was like, I can't tell if he's like a father figure or like an older brother figure or a friend.
He's like an uncle figure.
Yeah, more of an uncle than a father, but that age, yeah.
But like a better uncle.
Yeah. He is
you just kind of had
35, apparently.
Yeah.
35 in appearance. Ages are weird in fantasy.
In appearance, because also, in my world, Dragonborns live longer.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly why Cracks.
Yeah.
What?
Crack said Shannon's trying to gauge if Zahara can hit on him.
Yeah. Wasn't that it?
I mean, it's fair.
Okay.
If he hadn't raised me.
Session though, like the icon that you had for Specs was like, oh hot damn.
I drew that. I drew that.
You drew his picture from the first session?
No. I'm saying this picture right here. I'm just very proud of how Specs turned out.
Bring it up in the Roll20 so that I can see, Kate and I can see.
Oh, you
That's
can't
Specs.
see?
We can only see it through the Twitch stream.
Oh.
I said show it to players.
No, I don't see it.
Me either.
Maybe
it's because hold on, I gotta edit it.
But like the pilot though, I remember being like, oh dang.
Yeah, we were using.
But if he's like 40, then that's gonna be a
35
no.
Specifically.
That's a little too old. Zahara's like 23.
That's fair. I mean, he.
Maybe she'll think he's like hot, and like the fact.
I mean, Estrella thinks he's would probably think he was hot if she hadn't met him when she was very young. So. Yeah.
He's supposed to be. Yeah. He was supposed to be attractive.
Yeah, Zahara's gonna think he's hot, but like not like do anything because he's like kind of older. But yeah. Anyway, that's.
And then this is Gail. As she.
Damn, she a milf. The fuck.
She is.
Jesus Christ.
I just really like that being Kade's reaction to Gail.
It's not what I pictured her looking like.
So when Kade walked in and saw this hot ass MILF coming in, like to greet us, what was Kade's immediate thoughts?
Is Kade attracted to her? Or is that just?
Probably.
It's like Ida. Ida's a MILF.
True. I am tied down.
What?
So I'm tied down.
Right. Maybe
Sorry.
by the
You
blanket.
just said Kade is tied down.
The hand out of the blanket was very, very good, yes. Estrella
You
is
look
in
like
a situation anyway, so, but yeah. We're all, I don't know.
We're all something.
We're all something.
Wait, no spoilers. I don't think Sienna's caught up.
I'm not that caught up. I caught up a little bit, but I think I'm missing one, at least one.
Okay,
Okay, I'm not looking at chat.
good. You need to.
It's like a half spoiler. There's no names.
I'm not looking at chat.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is it the guy she used to do?
What?
Just keep going.
We'll talk about it after stream.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's where you guys are. She welcomes you in. I'll roleplay this a little bit first. Estrella. So she goes, come into the back, dear. And
Hi.
and she ushers you in. She gives you a really big hug, and she goes, "Oh, so glad
She
you're
looks
safe."
at my current outfit.
Oh yeah, actually, she does. Like, she stops and goes,
Hey, hold on, and I like pop off the weird hair, fake hair bun thing.
It goes,
and you know,
Right.
and then I like wipe my face of the powder, of the like color powder and stuff, and like,
Zahara raises an eyebrow at the outfit that Estrella chose. Like,
I mean,
really?
it works. Hi, I'm here.
hello, hi dear, and she gives you a big hug, and brings you in and says, what brings all of you here? I'm sure we can catch up later. She like squeezes your hand and she just says, so what brings you all here? Do you need a place to stay while you're in town?
Well, I don't know that we'll be
How
staying
long are you in
very
town?
long. More, we're possibly shipping out tonight. I may have found us a boat, so... Update to you two. I may have found us a boat.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Where are you guys going?
Well, we're going on a, just a little bit of a sightseeing tour of the south.
Of the south.
Okay.
Not quite sightseeing, but we're helping out some of the local villages. I got these two on board. They're gonna help me out.
Well, yes. You know how I love my charity work.
Exactly.
And Gail looks at you and says, somehow I don't believe that.
Stealing from,
and I'm not even
from
gonna
the
make
rich
you
and
roll
giving
like
to
a...
myself is charity, right?
But I was gonna say, she's a work in progress.
Well, I must say that it's odd to see you both together. You didn't travel together after...
No.
And she kind of also gestures to Kade. She didn't know Kade back then, but you were still there at Estrella's performance. And she goes, and Kade, where did you say you were from again?
Dorsima. That's where I was before.
That's where you
Lilia,
were,
right?
yes. No, wait, before Lilybrook?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sorry.
I'm in. I live in Lilybrook.
No, you live in Dorsima.
Wait, you just lied to her?
Oh, you're lying. Okay.
Wait.
You live in Dorsima.
You're from Dorsima. That's where you guys just came from. That's where your apartment is.
I live in Dorsima.
Yes. Correct. We are currently in Shire. You are from Dorsima. We met in Lilybrook.
I'm so fucking dumb.
We
chronicled.
can keep going. Did we want to run a little longer since we started late?
I don't know.
I have laundry
Hear
that I
the words that came out of
need
my
to
mouth?
do.
What?
Yeah, wait, that was a dumb question. Kate needs to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna end.
Yeah.
I fear that
We're gonna end with this. But
it's
she goes.
useless any longer.
The one thing I will leave you, the last question I'm gonna say until she pretty much just like gets you guys settled into like maybe on couches or like she has like spare rooms and stuff. She probably has a spare room, probably like still has some like kids decorations because it's probably a place that Estrella maybe crashed when she was younger, and maybe even and Zahara when she would come to stay with her aunt, that like she'd have that room, and so but then there's also like probably like a pull-out couch and stuff. So she hooks everybody up with places to stay. But she does ask before that happens. So how did you guys meet?
Oh, well, you know.
Well, I met Estrella at her magic performance
That is true.
last year.
That is technically true.
No, I know, but I just asked if you guys left together after there, and you said no.
Oh no, we just
So-
happened to run into each other.
Yeah. We
We were actually.
And you're traveling.
I'm not gonna say that. No.
uh.
I was gonna say we were actually attending the same church youth group, but they're not youths.
No.
And she's definitely not gonna say that.
No. We met. Just in our trial, we both ended up in Lilybrook, and you know, I recognized her from my show. I recognized her sitting with you, and so we got to talking, and yeah.
Oh. All right. Okay. Give me a deception check.
What's my plus? That's 17.
Okay. Pretty sure she's gonna. Sorry. And yeah, you beat her, and so she goes, oh, okay, well, let me get you all settled up with rooms,
Thank you.
and so she probably has like extra cots and stuff because she kind of like works with Specs, and like Specs works with like
Right. Yeah.
she probably provides extra beds when needed for things.
What a life she has. You know, working with.
I mean, she doesn't really work with him, but like they're friends. And that is where we will conclude our session for tonight. All getting settled in at Gail's homemade treats back in the apartment of Gail. And overall, just kind of, you know, hanging out right now in Dormishire. Maybe have a boat prospect. You know, if you're okay with the army.
Well, gotta be okay with a lot of things.
And,
Wait, did Estrella say it was gonna
No,
be
I
with the
haven't
army?
told you. I have
No,
not told
she
you
didn't.
the details. No.
No,
Okay.
she has not said that detail yet.
Zahara's not gonna be happy.
Well, this is why I keep something close to the what's the phrase? Chest.
Chest.
Thank you. I was gonna say to the book, which doesn't make sense, and then I was gonna say to the
Close to the book.
close. Then I was
Close
gonna
to
say
the
to the
book.
boot, and I was like, nope, that's still. And then I went boat, and I was like, why am I stuck on the B words? None of these are correct.
Bitch.
And let me just keep doing that. Let me just ask real quick because I forgot whether you did or didn't. Did you tell Kade, Zahara, did you tell Kade and Zahara why you're being so cagey about being in the
No,
city?
absolutely not.
Okay. And Zahara, have you told either of them why you don't like the city?
I don't remember, so.
She doesn't like the city. I mean, she's not hiding the fact
You
that
don't
she's
ha-
not a city person.
Well, okay, that's true, but never mind. That didn't really
Yeah.
apply then.
I mean, Zahara and Estrella, I feel like kind of have this like common ground of we don't really want to go to the city, but we have to, and they're not gonna like probe each other about it. I feel like it's like an unspoken agreement. Like, I'm not gonna probe you if you don't probe me.
Which leaves Kade to probe us both, I guess.
Yeah.
Kade's trolling for milfs.
Well, alright.
Kade's trolling for milfs.
Alright, I'm uncomfortable.
Alright, and on that wonderful note,
You should make that the title of the next stream, next D&D stream.
Kade is.
It's
what
probably
was it?
going to be
Was
the
it
description.
Trolling or trolling?
There's a
Trolling.
good chance it makes its way into the description when I post this on YouTube, if I remember. So
Yeah, I liked the last one. I read it.
What was it? I don't remember.
It was Zahara makes the shittiest nat 20 of her life.
Yeah, that was great. That's my
Um,
favorite nat 20 I've ever rolled.
yeah, that was pretty perfect. And
Okay.
tell your friends to subscribe to us. We're almost affiliate.
6. We need 6.
We need 6.
So close.
Grab your closest 6 friends.
Good night, everyone.
Y'all have to know at least 6 people.
Actually, I have 6 close friends.
I do too.
And half of them are here.
And 3 of them are
here.
here.
Exactly.
Yes,
Cracks, please make
all
6
right.
burner
Good night,
accounts.
everyone.
6 burner
I
accounts.
know 0 people.
No.
You don't even know know us, clearly. Alright, I'm stopping the stream.
All right.